All right, so what are your guys' thoughts going into Attack on Titan, the final season, part two?
All right. So you and I talked about this earlier, and I wanna talk about it some more with Omar here and hear his thoughts too. But since I've been I mentioned I had been rewatching the entire series, and you had at the very end of season 3, I called you because I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yes, sir.
Because his name was Aaron. Like it's the reason it's the dude who why Aaron is named Aaron. When he told Grisha Yeager when he was about to push him off and give him the attack titan, he mentioned like to Aaron's father before he was born that like he needs to do this to save Mikasa and Armin. And none of them were born yet. So I don't know. Like I know that you get memories from Titans when they're passed down to the next user, but Aaron hadn't even possessed the attack Titan yet. So I don't know how this dude could have had Aaron's memories yet.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. What do you think about that, Omar? What do you think?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little lost, but
This
I
is why
gotta
you
say,
rewatched it.
yeah, but I don't want to rewatch the whole thing. I got other stuff to watch.
That's more bitch energy.
Man.
What is,
Okay,
I'm watching
okay.
Neon Genesis Evangelion right now.
All right. Look. Before we get into it, Omar, what are your thoughts going into this final season? Because I gotta get your opinion as
What are my
well.
thoughts? Well, some fucking closure for one.
Oh,
Mm.
I
fair,
want to
fair,
see
very
what
fair,
happens.
very fair.
Yes,
Two,
sir.
I want to see what's really going on behind Aaron's head. Because
Yeah, facts.
everyone's telling me he's a terrorist, all that shit. Like, nah. There's a bigger picture, and I know it.
Yeah.
Ever since I saw what the fuck he was doing, he's doing this shit without taking anyone else with him. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Exactly.
thinking.
Exactly. I agree with that. I really do. And I guess I'll just go off of Dylan's point real quick. Where he basically, just to explain it to you, it was season when he kind of was getting the memories of it when Grisha was getting the founding titan from the other dude. I forget the owl, right? And
No,
then
he was getting the attack Titan from him. He didn't get the founding Titan until he stole it from the Reese family.
so it was the attack titan's memories that he got when he said
Mm-hmm.
that. So he got
Yep.
the attack titan. He was like, "Oh well, we got to save Armin and Mikasa and all the rest of them." Do you not remember that, Omar?
Was this before he got in the chains?
Very end of season 3, like the last 2 episodes when it starts to
Yeah, when it was the
explain Grisha's
flashback.
story.
When Aaron was like, it was showing the flashback of what happened to Grisha, and they were like on the dock, like him
Aaron's
and the owl were
father.
like on the dock. Yeah. Grisha and the
There are a bunch of
this man don't
restorationists.
remember
There are a
still.
bunch of restorationists that were Marlians were like injecting with
So we're talking
Titan
about on the
Yeah.
spinal
wall.
fluid.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
yeah.
injecting them with Titan spinal fluid and then kicking them off.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
Yeah.
remember now?
Yeah. I'm
And he was
sorry.
like, "Oh, he was like, I have to save Armin and Mikasa." And dude was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "I don't even know." And then that was that.
Oh,
That
okay.
those
Yeah.
are
Got it.
yeah
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
because
Got
Got
it.
you.
because like
Got you.
because even at that point, if you think about it, like Grisha didn't even have the attack Titan yet.
Yeah,
Like
facts.
this was the dude who was the attack Titan before Grisha that was already talking about Aaron, Mikasa, and Arm. Well, he didn't mention
Yeah, it
Aaron,
was
but
him. Yeah, it was
Aaron's
him. It wasn't even
memories.
Grisha. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. And so
I was even mixed that up.
that's why I was the most confused because I was just like it would be different if like Grisha inherited it and then like it was something because it was like they're the same bloodline or something like that.
Yeah.
But this dude was completely separate. He just had the attack Titan and he started talking about Mikasa and Armin. And so that is what confused me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got two options for you.
Okay.
You can believe in either because they're pretty retarded. Time travel. We got time travel.
My
And
God.
we got mind control. And mind control not as in like you
ridiculous.
control someone's mind, but mind control as in you transfer your memories to someone else.
Okay. I see.
Like,
I
you
really
fast
thought you
forward
were
your
going with.
memories back or forth.
I thought this man was about to. Yeah. So low key, Aaron was like mind controlling Grisha in the past somehow, and then like I don't know, bro. You got to hit him with the. Yeah. So actually, Zeke was mind controlling Grisha the whole time, or some bullshit. I don't know.
Believe it or not.
He said the Attack on Titan theory.
You also gotta like I'm not gonna say that point yet because it'll just derail it completely. But I'm gonna bring up what you said to me to Omar.
Oh damn!
You
That's
haven't
kind of
you
bang boom.
I know, right? So Omar, you haven't watched the trailer yet, right?
No.
So I just watched it. River has watched it, and before I watched
Omar,
it,
do you
River said
care?
something to me.
because
Yeah.
I know you don't want to be spoiled or anything.
That is
So
true.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
really want to be spoiled.
Have you at least
Hmm.
seen the artwork, like the artwork for it,
The artwork. I remember seeing
like
a
that like
tree.
tree thingy?
Yeah,
Okay,
I see.
okay.
I
Well,
saw
that's
a
Okay,
tree.
so
basically all I said.
he's seeing the tree. Okay, cool. So basically, River posed this, and I kind of had the thought as well immediately after, because I just thought there was like, there's no way that like because the Attack Titan is nothing special. But once Aaron's dad got the Founding Titan and passed that on to Aaron, Aaron got the Founding Titan and the Attack Titan at the same time. So, and everybody, the Founding Titan is also referred to as like the coordinate, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So they said that like everything like connects to the coordinate. So I'm wondering if that means Titans across all timelines. And that's the only reason that the Attack Titan at that point in
Yeah.
time thought of Mikasa and Armin for some reason.
And I was thinking that's like what that tree thing might represent. I don't know.
Yeah. Because
But it's
they've
like
even
it's like all
they
shiny and shit, you know.
yeah,
kind of
That
looks
goes
they've
back to
even
sense through
brought that
space and
up.
time.
Yeah.
They've even brought that up in past ones though. Like I remember, like I said, I'm just rewatching it. They've talked about like at the beginning of season 4, they talked about how there was like in the sky there was like 9 lines and they all converge on the coordinate, and so that's what I was thinking that was all about,
Possibly.
because they've even mentioned that already.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Omar?
Let's see.
Because I feel like it could be pretty viable.
Yeah, it could be viable. I mean, I'm not one to talk, to be honest. So,
Yeah, fair.
but let's see here. To be honest, I would not be surprised if anything like that, because like Attack on Titan was full of surprises, and like sometimes
Facts.
you can just like read what surprise might come next, but then they like surprise you with a surprise in a surprise, so then you're just like, fuck my brain, I guess. So, like,
Not literally, bro. That's literally how it is. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, like what the fuck?
you
But
thought
alright,
you had it, but then they saw it twisted. Like you
Literally,
thought,
literally.
oh, it's all fucking shits and giggles because they got their plan straight. Nah, you thought they took like an alternate route
Yeah, you really thought. You really
to a whole
thought.
different
You
conclusion.
really thought you was gonna be right.
Yeah, facts.
So they're
okay.
okay, River, you got something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically I was just gonna say before I kind of even go into even more my thoughts on what's coming. I just want to say that I am your host as always, River the Flow Guy, and I am joined by Omar,
Yes,
as you
sir.
guys
What's
have
up,
already
guys?
heard. I don't know how long he's gonna be here, but hopefully for maybe a little longer. He might give us
Well,
a little
I'm
more
probably
this
gonna
time.
leave like in like 2 minutes.
No,
Oh, you lame, bro.
No. We also have Dylan, aka Mr. Undercooked, back again.
What's going on?
Been a little minute actually, but we're glad to have him back with us today.
Yes,
We also
sir.
have Tyler here, but he's not here right now. He should be coming shortly, hopefully, maybe. He's in here though, so that's something. He's he's here.
In
And
spirit.
the person who's not here but maybe coming is Timmy. So you guys could see Timmy. I don't know. He's really up in the air, to be honest. I'm really not sure. But yeah, so that's what you really got. And today, we're talking about Attack on Titan season 4, part 2, and everything you need to know going into it. And we're also not going to be doing any spoilers. None of us have even read the manga. Timmy has, but if he comes, I'm going to make sure he doesn't spoil anything. I know he's a bitch, but I'll make sure. So, anyways, let's get back into it, man. Let's get back into it. Okay, I think Dylan, you had something you wanted to bring up.
I have two points, 2 directions we can kind of take this. So one,
and like and subscribe, do that. Yes,
he makes a good point. But so like I said, 2 directions we could take it. One just popped into my head. The other one popped into my head whenever you mentioned something about Zeke and what Zeke's plans are. I'll make a comment on each of them. I'll bring both of them up. So the first point is that Aaron, like in the course of like the back end of season 3 and the very beginning of season 4, like we can tell he's like changed like almost completely. And you mentioned like wanting to know what's in the back of Aaron's head because he's like doing all this shit. And I wonder if it's because the longer that he's had the Founding Titan, since the Founding Titan is connected to everything, if he's getting more memories from more angles of all of this shit, and we just don't know about it yet. And that would explain like why he's changed so much, why he's doing all this shit on his own and like all this other shit.
I think that really adds up, to be honest.
That's
Yeah.
the one direction that's one direction we can talk about. The other one is kind of like a minuscule one, but like I said, just like popped into my head whenever you mentioned Zeke. Do you think like because Zeke like turned in his parents to the fucking like the Marleyan police, that he turned in Grisha and I think it was Dina or something like that. So he turned both of them in, and you got to wonder where along the way did he decide to start working against the Marleyans, or if that was his plan the entire time. Those are like the two things that I brought up.
Wait,
'Cause
can you
I'm
repeat?
still
Can like you repeat that real quick, like that last
the
part?
second. So Zeke has started working against the Marleyans. Like he wants
Yeah.
to meet up with Aaron to start the rumbling. Like he doesn't. He's working against the
So
Marleyans.
are you saying he's like a double agent?
That's what I'm wondering, at least, because from the way it looks of it,
Interesting.
the way it looks from it is he wants to meet. Because remember, Zeke has royal blood,
Yeah.
and he's a Titan, which means he's a Titan with royal blood, which would only make sense of why he wants to meet up with Aaron, because if Aaron comes into contact with the Titan with royal blood, he can use the coordinates powers, and then he can start the rumbling. So I don't know when along the line Zeke, like, because the way we've seen it, even at the end of the season 4 that we already have out, you can tell he's already planning against the Marleyan government. So I don't know if that was his plan the entire time, or if something happened along the way, because he turned in his parents to the Marleyan government. Like how could he go from turning in his own parents to wanting to take down that government that he turned his parents into?
Okay, so my only rebuttal to that is that I think if you're going off of Zeke doing that, he basically had the plan from like I think it was after that he came up with this plan, because it was with that other guy from season 4, with the guy that gave him the baseball. I can't remember his name.
The scientist, the one that had the beast time beforehand.
Yeah. Him, whatever the hell his name was. I remember Zeke was coming up with this plan at this time, and he kind of had the plan that he's executing now from this point. And I think that back when he turned his parents in, he was brainwashed into the Malian culture, like we've seen people like Gabby and others, and Reiner already have done previously.
Yeah.
So I feel like he got out of that at some point later on, and that's when he formed this plan. So that's kind of the only rebuttal I'd have against that, but it's still an interesting thing to say.
That's kind of why I pulled that into it, because like obviously, like that's what I'm thinking too. Like somewhere along the line, like he changed his thoughts, but you gotta wonder what made him do that.
Yeah,
like why?
Maybe the
why
memories making him snap out of it.
True.
Maybe.
True.
They could bring something up and it would spark a rebellion in his mind, and then he'll start thinking of other things.
Yeah. You might be right. Omar, I do want to let you kind of say anything else you kind of got to say, because I know you might have to go soon. So I want to make sure you get everything off that you want to get off.
Well, I wasn't really going to say anything, to be honest.
Hey,
all I was going to say is like I can't wait to see what happens. That's all.
But I feel like you're still mad off the tournament podcast.
Off that one, yeah. You know what? Maybe like 5%, but you know it's whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever.
Jalen, bro, he's still pissed Attack on Titan beat One Piece.
Fucking retarded.
What?
He's pissed.
I'm not pissed, dude. It's just that like it's a little ridiculous, to be honest. I don't even know why you rung that up. Okay, like that was like like 3 weeks ago.
But you say you're still mad. You said you're like
sounds
5%.
like it's still pretty fresh in your mind.
I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty fresh in River's mind. Bringing it up out of nowhere. I was here all like, oh, I can't wait for fucking Attack on Titan to come out tomorrow. Everyone comes in like, oh, you're just better with One Piece. Like, what? Shut the fuck up, bro.
Hey, you know Tyler would have brought it up. You know Tyler would have too. So
no, Tyler has a headache. He's not gonna bring up anything.
Maybe. Hey, Dopeness in the chat. What's good? Yeah, okay. So did you have anything else you wanted to say? Because I know you said, I know I kind of distracted you from that, but there is a lot to go over, obviously.
Yeah, so those are the like 2 points that I was thinking about, and we can explore whichever one. I feel like we kind of went in already on the Zeke point as far as we can really go as to like, because it's still so uncertain. But the first theory that like the reason Aaron has changed so much and the reason he's doing all this like rash shit. Like he's always been rash,
Yeah.
but this is like next level shit. And so like you gotta wonder why he's doing all this shit. And you brought up the idea that like maybe there's like stuff in the back of his head that he hasn't like that hasn't been brought to light yet.
Yeah.
And I gotta wonder if that stuff is from the founding Titan, and he's because
maybe
it's
someone's
always
talking to him.
well, yeah, because that's the thing, because
That's also very possible.
They've always mentioned that the Titan that's passed down, you inherit the person's memories. The Titan was part of the royal family for a long time. So he could be seeing all the king's memories and stuff like that. And like, we just don't know. I don't know. But
I'm talking about other than the memories.
We talk. Oh, because
like maybe like someone's spirit themselves is talking to him.
Yeah. That would be.
I ain't gonna lie. Omar, I don't know if you want me to. I might talk about this after you leave because it includes trailer shit. It includes trailer shit. I don't know if you want to hear it or not. I don't know.
All right, you know what? You can. I'm actually gonna leave right now.
No. Before you leave, I wanted to hit on something before you left. I really did.
All right, you're gonna have to tell me fast, dude.
Okay, I wanted to hit on where we left off and what your thoughts are like like this next episode, like how you think it's gonna go down. Because we left off with Aaron basically staring down those blimps with Reiner coming, and all of them pulling up. So I just wanted to quickly like get your thoughts on that, like what's about to happen.
There's gonna be a bomb ass fight between Aaron and Reiner, no cap.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good ass fucking fight.
That's facts. I mean, we saw a bit of that in the trailer.
Yeah,
kind of saw they are gonna throw down. I mean, that's pretty clear.
How could they not though?
What is this? Part 4?
Part 4, part 2.
No, because the other one counts. I think because they fought season 2. They fought in Shingishina, right? And then they fought in Marley. And they're about to fight now, right?
The Marley fight though brings up a whole other point of like what
the Marley fight. It was one-sided back. Like, he whooped his ass. There was no fight back.
I want to go try to leave before we actually get into this. I want to keep him here for this part. And then so I think it is part 4. I don't know because I was still counting it. But yeah, so what else do you think is gonna happen? Because I know there's a lot of shit that's going down. So
what's gonna happen? Let's see. The blimps are coming. You think it's gonna be all-out war between the city?
I feel like it has to be. I'm not gonna lie.
What it looked like.
They might destroy the whole city because those blimps might have some bombs, no cap.
Well, they might have the fucking Titan bombs. They might do the aerial.
They might just drop some Titans in the middle of the city. That'd be so wild.
Yeah, I don't doubt that would be one of their tactics.
They actually,
but actually, I don't know if they.
I think they are.
Because can they do that though? Because Zeke's the one who activates that shit.
Is he the?
No, it's not. They just inject it and then they drop him off the plane.
Yeah, but then whenever they did that in season 4, when they were doing, he had to yell and then they all transformed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna work.
But do you think he's the only one that can do that though? That's my only thing.
I feel like that's the power of the Beast Titan. That's part of the Beast Titan because he was commanding all of those Titans whenever they were doing the assault in season 3. Like he's the one who told them to stay in that formation, that semicircle formation, and all the little ones to go. Like he was commanding them the entire time.
What all Titans does Marley have still? They have Jaw Titan.
They have Jaw. I don't know. Do they still have Cart?
The armored.
They have Cart.
Yeah, those are the only 3. I think they have Cart.
Aaron has 3 Titans, and Armin is a colossal.
Aaron has founding, attack, and Warhammer Titan.
Man, what do y'all think about that, bro?
I cannot wait to see that.
He's gonna use the Warhammer Titan against Reiner.
Oh,
I guarantee.
But then, and I wonder if anything's gonna happen to Annie this time around. Because Annie, remember, she's still stuck in a fucking basement in her crystal, not moving.
Honestly, though, I don't know why, but I really feel like Reiner has a chance in this fight. I don't know why, but like I just get the feeling somehow he's gonna pull something out.
He's gonna awaken something. The
only time Reiner has ever, like all the times that Reiner's beat Aaron is because the Colossal Titan helped him.
Okay, here's what I think is gonna happen. I think Reiner's gonna beat Aaron, and then Aaron's gonna pull out the Warhammer Titan shit. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen. And then he's gonna fuck up Reiner. Then, at that point,
I can see that. Yeah. I can also see him using the Warhammer Titan to create a crossbow and shoot out on blimps or something.
Dude, that'd be sick as fuck.
That'd be nasty. Oh my God.
I'd be like, bro, who's stopping this dude?
Yeah.
Bro, Aaron's on the most demonist of timing ever, bro. The
Yeah.
way he was looking, he was like, Ryan, bring it. Bro was about to go
Bro, he's about to
stupid,
go
bro.
hard.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
he's only getting better with his hardening abilities. And the
Facts.
Warhammer Titan only enhances that shit.
For real.
Bro, I
And
just-
he can create weapons? Come on now.
Yeah.
Ryan just looks like he got some though. He just the way he was looking in that blimp, I'm not gonna lie, man. He looks like
Dude,
he ready to just do something.
Confidence.
The
His
one thing
confidence.
that I think can like turn the tide, because we really didn't get to see this part of him in action, was in that battle in Marley. And I know River, you said you didn't want to get into this yet, but fuck you, we're getting into it. So remember when he transformed after he had basically like given up and his Titan looked completely fucking different?
Yeah.
I don't like there's no way that like it doesn't mean fucking something. Like his Titan looked completely different, looked all spiky and shit. And so like yeah, exactly. But in the trailer we just see his normal Titan again. So I don't know if it's just like if it was that moment because he had like given up on life and then he's trying to do that same shit
Nah,
again.
it's because like it was like not fully transformed or some shit. It was like because like he was like passed out or whatever. Or like no, he wasn't passed out. He just like wasn't. He was like beaten up. He like got beat up before he transformed or something.
He didn't though. He had just right before
Something
he
was wrong with him.
transformed.
Something
Right
was wrong
before
with
he
him.
transformed, he had basically said he had given up on life. Like he was like,
Okay,
why,
yeah, well,
why don't you just like kill me? And
like he
that
probably
was
wasn't fully transformed because of that.
I don't know. I feel like it was a different transformation because I don't think it was that he wasn't fully because
talking about in
his
the building?
Titan, yeah, because
It was just because that he was injured and he was trying to protect Falco.
he wasn't injured though. He had just given up on life. He had transformed into a Titan before he had taken any damage from Eren.
Well, then isn't that still like something wrong with him? Like he's giving up on life. Like he's not.
Yeah,
he wasn't able to like.
That's one of the
transform
main
to the
things
fullest?
that they started kind of talking about because Falco was sitting there and
Yeah.
like, why he with his with the Titan's like healing ability, like he should be fine. But then
Yeah.
he says, unless he's given up the will to live, and then it flashed back to when Reiner was like, just kill me already. And so he was like, oh shit. And
here's
like Reiner, and when Falco and Gabby were yelling at him, he was trying to tell them to like be quiet, like the entire time. They're like, be quiet, like be quiet. And then he said, why won't you let me die in peace? And that transformation appeared.
Oh yeah.
I think that transformation, I don't know, like it's probably like it has to be something special just from the way it fucking looked. Because it like the face of the armor Titan looked more like his face and he had like spikes and shit instead of just like normal armor. Like there's I don't know if it means something. I don't know.
I don't know if that was spikes or more so like his armor was like breaking. It wasn't like it was kind of breaking apart. Kind of.
Hold up.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could look it up. I could be tripping.
Hold up.
But thing I was gonna say, but as you're looking this up, the point I wanted to make is that I think Reiner may have turned that into a strength somehow. Because the way his eyes looked, he was like, I have to finish this. I personally am going to die. I already know this. I want to die. But I want to make this better for Gabby, for Falco, for the people moving forward. And I want to do what I can right now. And I feel like he's changed his will into that. Like he's like, I'm done with myself, but I want to fight for others, and he's only focused on them because he knows he's already about to die.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he could somehow be changing. He could have more strength than he had previously because he's changed that will to not want to live. He's managed to change it into something that's actually going to make him stronger.
Yeah,
that's kind
I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I'm gonna
eyes.
share my screen real quick. See if this works.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna have to go, guys.
All right, peace, Omar. Have a good workout at the gym. Everyone say Omar needs to stay around for the next podcast in the comments.
He does.
Well, if it's not this late, I would.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Fair. I guess that's fair. Yeah. Do you want to see this real quick, Omar? Oh, okay, I guess yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
This shit. There's no way that's not because it's because he like only half transformed. Like there's no way it's like that.
I don't know, man. It just looked janky. It looked janky
I think that's the fucking point, though.
Yeah, that's probably like a second version of the armor Titan.
Yeah, I thought he was weaker.
Like there's an armor Titan, and then there's Reiner's armor Titan.
Yeah,
like, he made it his own.
Yeah, I bet that only unlocked because he was like on like about like I think like you're on the right fucking track, River. I think that only unlocked because he was on the verge of fucking death, and he was like not even due to injuries. He was just losing the will to live, and so he was just like, "Fuck this."
He didn't even want to be a Titan, really.
Yeah, he didn't want to be alive.
He transformed without wanting to be a Titan. That's why.
Exactly. So I don't know if like that has to, if he ever hits that point again, because we didn't really see that Titan in action. The only reason he used that Titan was to save Galliard. And
I think it was weaker anyway, though. That's the only thing. I feel like it was weaker.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Like I said, we haven't really seen it in action, so we don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
All we saw was him. The only reason he went for Eren in that form was so he could grab Galliard and then be done.
Omar, I guess you got to go now. So peace.
Yep. Peace, guys.
See you later, man.
Boo.
He's lame. He's lame for that.
Okay, so what were you saying, Dylan? I know you were kind of still on that track, or if you wanted to go into something else, one of those other. Because we didn't really touch on your first point you were talking about earlier. Yeah. Okay, here's what I wanted to touch on after Omar left, because this has to do with trailer shit.
Okay.
So I remember we mentioned that someone might be in his head talking to him, right?
Yeah.
So did you saw that like girl or whatever the fuck? I don't know if it was like a girl like or whatever. That was like in his was like by the tree with him. I think it was like a little girl. Could be wrong.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm
so
pretty like because I watched it, but like I don't know if I
and like we heard the voice. Like I think maybe that was in a different trailer. But it was like the announcement trailer where it was like I've been waiting like 1,000 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think maybe that little girl, I think it is. She is probably might be the person that's in his head talking to him about it. I feel like that might be what it is.
What if it's
because maybe
what if it's the first founding Titan?
Yes, like, exactly.
What if it's her?
I think it is. I really do. Because
that would make sense because she would be pissed as fuck because everybody's misinterpreting what she did because Marlene's were brainwashing, and facts. She's gonna be like, "Fuck these people!" Like, fuck them up.
She's gonna be able to tell him the full truth.
And that would make sense. Why he's so much different than everybody else. That's why he's acting different because she's telling him the fucking truth.
And then that's why we see. I'm thinking that like area, like that sandy area that they were both in that tree. I'm thinking that's inside his head. I'm thinking like that's all of the memories of that, and that's like a space inside his head that she's in or whatever. She's been waiting for someone that can fully connect to her or something. Yeah, I don't know, and maybe that's kind of what it is. Like. That's my
That'd be interesting because when I saw that, the reason it didn't like stick out to me, because I think I know what you're talking the moment you're talking about now in the trailer, the reason it didn't stick out to me is because that is basically what we saw in end of season 2, I think, when it gave Ymir, not the first Ymir, but the one that like sacrificed herself to save Historia. That's where she woke up. She woke up in the desert, like bare naked because she had just transformed.
Okay, that was actually the desert though.
And exactly. And then she saw all those lights that looked like what that trailer saw. That's why I didn't think. That's why because I had
might be onto something for real.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I like you had to remind me of that specific time in the trailer because I just related that back to the moment Ymir got out of her transformation for the first time.
Hold on now. What would that be called exactly? Like.
From what they were talking about, because like I said, rewatching all the stuff, and I'm like,
I'm talking about Ymir. Ymir. Wait, Tyler, are you here then? Or
I think he's muted right now. If he is,
okay. He just texted me, so that's what I was wondering. But gotcha. If you can hear me, feel free to jump in, whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna look up Ymir. What scene? What scene should I call it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Ymir becomes human.
Becomes human?
Something like that.
I'm trying to see if it really does look like it. That's what I want to know.
I promise
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm really. Yeah, I mean you're spitting. You're kind of spitting. Let me see if I can look this up for an image and share it because I don't want to like get the copyright. I don't know how hard it could be, especially with it coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, here's the image. Pull it up or zoom in on it or something. Okay. Here's the image. About to share my screen right now.
All
right. Not that. Wrong thing. Hold on, people. It's happening. Um. Okay. Okay. Where, bro? I don't even know. Oh, it's in the same tab. That's why. Hold on. Gotta make it 2 tabs. So complicated. All right, here. Now it should pull up.
All right. That shit. That's the exact scene. That's the exact scene I'm talking about. That's when she first became that, like when she first woke up from being a Titan and she saw that shit. That was when I saw that scene in the trailer, it reminded me of that moment right there.
Bro, it seriously resembles it, bro. I'm not like no cap. Like, look at this. Like,
That's exactly that's from that same episode because
bro.
she got so happy because she was like, this is like true freedom. Like she's
Does that
talking
not
about
look
that.
like the tree, bro? I'm
That's
not gonna lie.
exactly no, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Does that
And
not look like it?
all those lines, I don't think she realized it at the time,
Look at that
but they have
sand
talked about.
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't. She hadn't realized this at the
Oh,
time, but in the beginning of season 4, they had talked about it, about all those lines. Like those are all the lines. Because go back real quick to that picture you were just on.
what?
There it is. There's the tree that is showing right now.
This one.
So go back the top left one right now. Yeah, that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 lines on there right now because they talked about how all of those were the like all of those. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then she's the 9th because they talked about all those
That's
that
crazy.
all those lines are the lines of all the Titans, and they all that's why the founding Titan is called the coordinate. They all lead to the coordinate, and that's I bet you that's why she was able to get there because she followed those lines to the coordinate, which was Eren. And so that's what makes the most sense to me. Like that tree, I bet you that tree represents all of the lines like ever that have ever connected to the coordinate.
Bro, I'm not. That's facts, bro. That's so facts. I think we. I ain't gonna lie. I think we spit it right now. I think.
I like
Who came up with the Ymir thing? Who came up with that? Was that me or you? I gotta.
As
Which
in,
one of us was that?
Ymir, as in like it's possibly the first Ymir ever.
No. The Ymir with the that which became a human. I think that was me.
That was me, bitch. What the fuck?
Was it? Was it you?
Yeah,
Was it you?
bro, that was me.
I ain't gonna lie. I think you can. I think you can.
Bullshit. I call bullshit. Either way. Either way.
I was the one who pulled it up.
But dude, I told you, I said, I was like, it reminded me of when Ymir became
y'all
human.
watching this, y'all know who it was. I don't remember. It was like 2 minutes ago. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea.
I'm positive it's me. I'm positive it's me. Bullshit.
Okay, what was the first point that you made when you were discussing? We discussed Zeke, but what was the first point you made originally?
It was the one that the reason Eren has changed so much and the reason he's
so we pretty much covered that.
Else. Then, huh? Yeah, the reason he's different than everybody else and acts so much different, even from his friends and stuff like that, is because he's getting the memories from the founding Titan.
Okay, I legit think we might be onto something with both the Emirs and how it like connects into it. I really do. Okay, I think what I want to do now is I do want to discuss kind of recapping. I mean, you obviously have just rewatched pretty much the entire show.
Yeah, I'm on like I have like 3/4, maybe 2/3 of the last season to go back and rewatch. I've already watched it, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just rewatching it. But I'm probably going to finish that tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did want to go over what's all happened up until this point for the people so we can kind of review it and kind of preview what's going on now. So obviously,
we start from like the beginning, like season 1 beginning.
Yeah, let's go. Right I know you've just seen it, so if you want to take us away, feel free. To get right into it.
All right.
Or I can take
it. We starting from very beginning, right? Like very beginning.
Okay, actually, no. I'll start us off.
I'll let you because I was about to say I don't know how like beginning you want to start it off at, so I'll let you start it, and I
don't want to go too in detail.
That's that's why I'm gonna let you start it off.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that. Okay, I think never mind because that's some shit that I've heard from like people from the manga. I think so. I don't even want to dip into that just because I want to keep this friendly.
Fair enough.
Okay. So
spoiler free.
We obviously get into the first part of Attack on Titan first season where Reiner or Bertolt comes in, kicks the wall in. And then all the shit goes down. Aaron's mom gets eaten, all the stuff. He kind of gets his initial like moment of he's trying to go kill the Titans, and we
Yeah.
basically see all of that out the gate. There's not much. I feel like there's not really much to dig into. Of course, you have just seen it. So from that kind of part of the beginning of the story, if there's anything more you wanted to touch on, but I feel like it's kind of there's not a lot to go into there, at least
I
from our
mean,
knowledge.
honestly, like it will like that beginning point kind of in my mind kind of comes full circle to what we were talking about right in the beginning, why Aaron's
Yeah.
different. Because if you think about it, at the very
Oh,
beginning,
true,
his
true.
only goal was to eradicate all the Titans. And now his goal is to kill all the fucking Marlians. Like his goal
Or
has
we
completely
think
changed.
that's his goal.
Well, that's like mainly what he's been talking about. Because remember that scene when they first saw the
Yeah.
ocean, he was standing out there. He said, "If I kill all the enemies across the scene, will there finally will we finally be free? Will we finally have peace?" Like that's the last
Yeah,
thing he said in season
true.
3, if I'm correct. That like
Yeah,
we
you're
like
correct,
saw
you're
of
correct.
him. And so that is like completely different than what he said in the very beginning. His goal in the beginning was to kill Titans. And now at the end of that, when he realized there were people across the scene that were oppressing people like him, his goal changed to, if I kill all those enemies, will we finally be free?
Yeah, so really anyone who says Aaron doesn't have character development can shut up and go fucking suck a dick. I don't know.
Yeah, because you can either attribute that to him figuring out definitely. You can either attribute that to him figuring out there's enemies across the sea that are oppressive, or they also have mentioned that they basically once they like intercepted the first Marlian ships that showed up and they started disappearing, they weren't sending more prisoners over to get turned into Titans, and they had basically eradicated all the Titans. So it's either because he accomplished his goal, or because he realized that the enemies weren't the Titans, they were the people. Because he started to realize that, like, and even Levi had a moment where when they realized Titans were just humans that were turned into Titans, he was like, this entire time I've just been killing humans basically. And I think Aaron realized that, and he realized that Titans aren't the enemy, the people who are turning them into Titans are, and that's when it switched.
I agree. I definitely agree. I see, because that kind of all ties into like, because that all happened previously to this happening, and obviously then getting the context of Weiner, Bertolt, Historia, what I said, Annie, who else was with them again? I feel like I'm missing. Porco's, or is it Porco, or is it Porco the guy who has the jaw now? Whatever his brother was.
The one who. I know you're talking about the first 4 that went: Reiner, Bertolt, Annie, and that one other guy.
And the jaw, the one that had the jaw previously.
Yeah, the one who had the jaw
by Ymir.
Yeah.
He's the one that got ate by Ymir, and then she ended up becoming a human.
Yeah.
So kind of having that context, and then seeing like, okay, well, obviously you had that context going in. So what was your feeling having all of that context and then seeing this all play out?
How I like saw everything as I was like watching it and shit like that.
As you were
watching it after I knew.
Yeah.
Well, I brought this up to you, I think, when we called like earlier today, but like after once you've watched it once and you go back and rewatch it, like the signs that Reiner and Bertolt specifically, Annie less so, because she's always quiet. The signs that they are the Titans are like fucking obvious as shit, because like the moment where they see the Beast Titan on the castle, I brought that up to you, and their reactions are just like complete, like it's not even fear, it's just like, what the hell is he doing here? It was more of that type of look. When I saw that this time around, I was like, that, like, for me, that should have been the moment that I realized that they were Titans.
There's definitely hints. There's definitely hints, without a doubt.
Yeah. That's like the main kind of thing I realized, because that was like the main plot of like the first kind of like 2 seasons ish, is like they were trying to get Shiganshina, and then along the way they started realizing that Titans there were human Titans that were hiding amongst them, and that became like the secondary plot, was figuring out who was there and who was trying to stop them from doing that. And so that like Reiner Bertold figuring out that they were the Titans, that was a big plot piece, and that's what I noticed the most throughout, was like it's hints that they were dropping that type of shit.
Yeah, and also from that Marco scene as well. I feel like that has to be
bro. That was,
because I was like, what?
Dude, that fucked me up, bro.
Because that definitely had to tell you very, very clearly that, oh shit.
When they talked about how when they flashed back and showed how they like unbuckled his shit.
Yeah.
That was after we had realized they were Titans.
Okay.
That was after that had already been exposed.
So was anything like shown as that happened real time previously?
No,
kind of
from what I watched, it was like Marco had went off with something, and
Okay, so we didn't
then
really know much.
everybody was talking like when Sean saw him, he was like he mentioned to the people to the scouts around him that like nobody saw what happened.
Okay. All right, Tyler, are you with us now, or what's up?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So we're kind of okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just
No, I
confirming.
was talking to Tyler.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. I was just gonna say, Tyler, that we're kind of all over the place right now, but we're kind of going through kind of the beginning of Attack on Titan, like all the way up till now, just kind of reviewing kind of what's happened
Mhm.
previously. But since we know everything kind of from previous, we're kind of bouncing around. But I think we stayed true to an extent,
Mhm.
at least.
It's
So I
relating
think-
back to that what you were talking about in the beginning, how because you brought
Yeah.
up the 4 when they first got there.
But I guess since you're with us now, I'll quickly just like get your thoughts on like going into season 4, part 2. Like, how are you feeling? Like, what are you thinking?
I think that the show is gonna be super hot, hitting crazy numbers in the very beginning.
Thanks.
And then I think that the opinions are going to start to get a little bit more controversial towards the end, and the show is going to be not what people expected. That's what I'm expecting the show. I haven't read manga, but this is what I feel is the direction of the show right now.
Yeah.
So I think it could. I think it's absolutely still ending, with a legendary spot in anime history. But
Or yeah.
just, I don't know. I'm not saying it could flop, but for lack of a better
But
term,
it could flop.
it could flop. Either way,
Yeah.
it's impossible for it to actually
If
flop.
this shit
yeah,
if this shit pulls some Game of Thrones bullshit where it's just like the final season is absolute dog shit, because I watched that shit all the way through, that shit pissed me off.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I doubt it's gonna hit that shit, because like I was like watching it on Crunchyroll and shit like that, like I was looking at all the comments about it, and like some people, and like I agree with them full heartedly, they were like, this is an anime that comes around like once every decade.
man, dude,
like,
this is some good stuff.
It's different shit, like
It is.
without a doubt.
Yeah, it's just. I think the writer did such a good job.
Oh yeah,
with making the twist, putting the twists and turns in there, and keeping stuff hidden, man. Like it was like you knew what was going on, but you didn't know what was going on. You just couldn't.
Facts.
It's like almost like it was on the tip of your tongue, but then, boom, it's something way deeper than what you were thinking, dude. Like,
yeah,
I love stuff like that, and it's hard to kind of keep that attention throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of my favorite examples of that, man, and I'll just touch on it like super fast. We don't got to dive into it or anything like that. But was when they were all holed up in the castle when they first saw the Beast Titan, and Reiner, like Ymir was going through the supplies, and she read it and passed it off to Reiner. She was like, "Oh, these are sardines," and then he was like, "How do you know this language?" Because he wasn't familiar with it. And then he was about to say, "Ymir, you are," and then it just left off and skipped because they got interrupted. That's one of my favorite examples of that shit. But like I said, I was just touching on that, so we can continue.
Yeah, I know, because Tyler Dylan actually just rewatched like everything up to like he's like halfway through season 4, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm like a third of the way ish through season 4.
So what he was kind of saying previously was like he's well, you can confirm this, Dylan, but as you've been watching like it play out and knowing everything now, there was very much like hints dropped, but it was just not enough to actually confirm anything.
So many, bro.
Just a foreshadowing, which is perfectly done.
They did a great fucking job, because like the first time around, you're like, like I said, I'll bring up that example of Reiner and Bertolt's reaction to the Beast Titan when they first saw him at the castle. First time around, you're just like, wow, Reiner and Bertolt are both really about to shit their pants. They're like really scared as fuck. And then the second time around, I look at that and see that their expressions are completely different from everybody else. Everybody else was fear. Theirs was shock. And it's like those minute little changes where you can tell like he's dropping those hints, but you can't understand it yet until you get the full picture.
Yep. Facts. Okay, Tyler. So I know me and Dylan already discussed some of our theories as to what's about to happen, but what are your theories on what's going to happen coming up?
Let's see. So the show left off with the fight. Well, they were about to fight, right? That was the cliffhanger.
Yeah, they're about to
Aaron
fight.
was looking out at the blimps, pulling up with Reiner and all of them.
What were they doing? I forget, man. What were they doing outside on that balcony or whatever they were doing?
Okay,
how did they get out there?
So what happened was Peak had came and she was acting like she was going to take their side. and then we had like Aaron's like group or whatever you want to call them, like the Aaron following the cult or whatever. I forgot what it's
The
called specifically.
Jaegerists.
Yeah, the Jaegers were
Okay, yeah, they were
there,
taking over, right?
and then like and then Aaron just kind of like blew up from the bottom, and like or no, he like I don't even think it was that because Peak had she had Gabby with her, and then she's
Hmm.
like everything's gonna be all right, and then she was like threatening Aaron, but then Aaron like already had like his hand cut, and then he just became a Titan. Or
I
whatever.
remember that.
And it was
Okay.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
basically.
Aaron's
think
smart with that shit.
Aaron's about to take some lives, and then and then
Bro, you think that's not gonna happen? Like,
nah, for real though, man.
he
Like,
killed so many civilians in season 4.
he's about to go crazy, and then
Like,
I
you
don't
think he
know,
has the
man.
issue?
It's about to be some strife. I can see some internal stuff going on with like maybe some betrayal in the Jaegerist or vice versa on the other side, you know. But for sure take some lives, and then
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if
man.
like I feel like the Jaegerists are pretty solid. Like I don't think there's going to be any betrayal amongst them. If anything, it's just because if you remember, like the Jaegerists had started to take over like like within the walls because like all the people were like, how can you like put Aaron in prison when he's like freeing us, like he's liberating us and stuff like that, and they were starting to rebel. The people, not the Jaegerists yet. The Jaegerists were like those select amount of scouts who completely supported Aaron more than like the cause of the scouts. That's where that came from. But like even just the common civilians in the walls and stuff like that were starting to rebel because they were like, how the fuck can you treat Aaron like this when he's saving all of us?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there would be much
remember.
rebellion in there, but I definitely think we're going to see some behind the scenes of the, not necessarily behind the scenes, but there's going to be some, I feel like there's definitely going to be some betrayal on the Marleyan side.
Yeah, I remember how solid the Jaegers were with him. It's just that I'm trying to stay ready for
Ready for anything.
Twisted turns that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
man. Like I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was, quote unquote, a spy in the Jaegers, just kind of sitting there playing along the whole time.
Yeah.
When in reality, they never were. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah, spies are a big thing in Attack on Titan.
They are.
Facts. Nick could literally be someone that we don't even like, hadn't really been informed of very well yet. Like they were just kind of around. Like there were some of those people that like came with like Yelena that were just kind of there. I forget some of their names, but they were all just kind of there. And it's like, what do they could definitely pull something.
Yeah,
it's like
I tell you what, Attack on Titan, you always get hints about stuff about the whole show, the whole season, man. Like as the season goes on, you could figure out what's gonna happen in the end, but that stuff's just so well hidden, man. Like I don't know.
The one person that actually makes me kind of nervous is Yelena has like stayed like scarily, weirdly calm after they started becoming prisoners because they were thought like they were scared of the Marleyans once they started realizing what was going on. Like if you remember, like she was calm as shit when they had a bunch of guns pointed at her. She was like, I just wish it didn't turn out this way, but it's okay. Like we'll go along with it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I thought they would be like outraged and shit like that. It's like, and so that's the one person who kind of got me a little weird. Because like I said, she was weirdly calm.
That's facts.
What you think, River?
I'm like, bro, it seems like she got something else going on, man. Like just seeing her, and then of course we saw a couple shots of her in the trailer, this like going crazy and whatnot. So like yeah, it's tough to say though, because for me, she was obviously, she knew everything that was going on with Zeke. Like no one else really knew like she did. She was kind of Zeke's like right hand in a sense, from that perspective. So it makes sense that she kind of knew a lot of this shit that was going on, and for her to be calm. But I mean, to an extent, she was very, very calm. Like even Zeke never really seemed, he even seemed less calm than she did, which is kind of crazy because Zeke's like crazy calm all the time too.
Yeah, the one thing when you bring up the point how loyal she was to Zeke, I think that's what tipped Peak off with the Cart Titan, because whenever she was whenever the shit started to go down in Marley for the first time, and Yelena was the one that cut the rope and dropped them into the fucking pit because she had that fake beard on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so Peak recognized her, didn't say anything because she didn't want them to know that she recognized him. And then she brought up the fact of how loyal she was to Zeke. So I think she was catching on to the fact that Zeke was actually like a double agent. And because she was like, how could she turn against stuff if she's so loyal to Zeke? Like, this is totally not like her. And then I bet she was like, unless Zeke is going against us, and that's why she's doing this shit.
Okay, here's because I think I did kind of realize that at the time, but here's the only thing that kind of, when you just brought that up, it kind of made me think he could have done some stuff because she was off camera for like, or off scene for a bit of time, even after they were in that hole. I don't know what she could have done. I feel like there's something she could have done and kind of let them know or something that Zeke was about to betray them or whatever. I feel like that could have happened. And you were just saying that kind of made me think like he could have actually fucked some shit up in that way. Like, we don't know. I'm not sure. That's just an idea.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about that, Tyler? What are you thinking?
I didn't really follow you. Repeat that for me, man. Like,
Okay,
I was
so-
listening to you, but it just didn't click in my head.
Okay, so when Yelena dropped Peak and the rest of them into that hole back when they were all in Marley, and then Peak kind of realized that Yelena was with Zeke from that time, kind of how Dylan just brought up. Like, she had mentioned, like, oh, she's such a astute follower to Zeke. How could she like betray us or whatever? So she kind of was catching on. So I feel like until that point, until they were fighting, when the car time pulled up, when Pete pulled back up to fight, I feel like there was some time in between that. I mean, obviously they were in that hole, but I feel like there was some time even in between that for something to maybe happen, maybe Pete to communicate something, let someone know that Zeke was about to betray them. So she could have done something that could perhaps come up now as like, okay, now this is even bigger and like something else, like maybe a spy was introduced or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we even see Peak really playing a big role in this.
Who let them out,
before
bro?
this happened?
Who was it that pulled them out of there?
Peak's cart team. She had whenever she saw them and she ran and like gave them a hug and they were like, "What the fuck?" But she whispered in their ears. She was like,
"Oh yeah," because she was already catching on
shady.
Before that.
Yeah, she was like, "This beardy guy is shady. Follow me whenever we go." But I don't know. Like I can see where that could be a thing, but also she only voiced her shit. Like she only voiced that. I think she was still thinking about it because she only voiced that like. Yelena was such an astute follower to Zeke. She only voiced that after she got her shit rocked and she was like super injured in the house. She mentioned it to Gabby and Commander and Falco. She mentioned it to them.
Okay, so this was later.
And by then, Zeke had already gotten on the blimp.
Okay.
And they thought that he died.
Okay, but she could have also done something then because that was obviously before they went to Paradise. So that could have took place then where she kind of did some stuff to prepare for that.
Fair enough.
So that's also a possibility.
Sure.
Did that help you, Tyler?
Yeah, that does.
Okay, cool.
That does. I do think it's most definitely a possibility because, like you said, there's time in between there. There's most definitely time in between there, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Like it was kind of annoying because I've been kind of stumped thinking about this. I think that there's going to be betrayal of some sort, not just straight up betrayal maybe, but just some sort of betrayal. Somebody's going to screw up. Something like that's going to happen along those lines. But I can't pinpoint where it's going to come from. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Aaron again, honestly.
I know, right? I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron pulled some off-color shit.
I mean, he's pulling something. He's pulling something.
There's no way. There's no after he's done all that shit against them during Marley, like he went completely against what they wanted to do, infiltrated Marley by himself and did all that shit. And now, like, I bet you they make a plan and Aaron's just like, fuck this shit, I'm going in on my own. And I bet you he does some dumb shit like that.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's on one for sure. He's just not telling nobody anything, man.
Facts.
I definitely feel like he's a completely different fucking person now. Like I feel like, dude, I feel like after having the founding Titan for so long, and like especially after having contact with Historia, like I think having contact with Historia has started the memories to come back. I think
we haven't even brought this up yet, but is this Historia pregnant, right?
Yes. Yep.
Oh shoot! By who?
She got.
I'm pretty sure it's Aaron, or maybe it's not.
I don't know. I don't know if it's.
Here's the thing. Because they said it was this other dude, but I think that's Cap. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's Cap.
I didn't even consider the fact that it might be Aaron.
Yeah.
When were they together at any point in the show? I forget, dude. Oh my god.
They weren't really together, but they always kind of like infer. Like, you can always kind of infer there could have been something there.
I think you misinterpreted what I meant by together. I just meant physically
okay,
together in the show.
Well, there was the time skip, obviously.
Yeah, there was a massive time
Dude,
skip.
And that's when she got
my
pregnant, was during
memory's
the time
off with
skip.
this. Hold up.
She got pregnant by some like
Yeah.
farmer dude or
Yeah,
whatever.
because they were talking about like
Supposedly.
yeah, because they were talking about how she only did it so she didn't get turned into a Titan. Because it has to be a Titan with royal blood that help Aaron activate the rumbling.
Yeah.
Which is why when I saw the trailer and I got confused for a second. Because they said this while Reiner and Aaron were fighting in it, like when they were about to clash in the trailer.
I don't know if you want to hear this before I said it. Just want to double check.
True. You cool if I talk about something in the trailer?
No, let me take my headset off.
Okay. Say something when you're off. When it's off. Say something when it's off.
Something is off.
Okay. So whenever that scene was going on, the caption it said like we must not let Zeke and Aaron make contact with each other, and that's because Zeke is another Titan that's human. They could transform with royal blood. So the reason that she got pregnant was so that she didn't get turned into a Titan with royal blood, so that she wasn't the one who had to make contact with Aaron, so that like he could do the rumbling. And now Zeke is there, and that's why Zeke's main goal is to get to Aaron because they can activate the rumbling together.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't really think that was much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
To be
honest.
All right.
You're good, Tyler.
Tyler, you're good. I don't know. I think this is hopefully.
Okay.
You good?
Okay.
You good?
I'm not gonna lie. It was really nothing. That was a big deal.
Okay.
Like all he was talking about is that they mentioned something about Aaron not being able to get to Zeke or something.
Okay. I appreciate it anyway.
Which you kind of already like knew. But I think the only thing is like they don't know that what happened with Levi and Zeke. I'm guessing because no one really knows already.
Because in the fourth season, like the first half that we have,
we still don't know if Zeke or Levi is dead. And that's another thing we haven't talked about a lot. Like, do y'all think Zeke or Levi do y'all think either of them are dead or what?
If anybody was going to be dead, it's going to be Levi. Sadly, I hate fucking saying that because Levi is one of my favorite fucking characters.
No, wait. Did we already know Zeke wasn't dead? Because then
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The Titan got him. Remember, they picked him up in his mouth. The Titan like picked up his body.
Zeke?
Ran off. Yeah.
I don't remember all this. Hold up.
It was definitely in season 4. Don't worry, this isn't spoilers or anything.
Yeah, that's not.
Like this was in season 4. Because remember how like they were like Levi was fucking around with Zeke, like you're gonna really like the hotel you're staying at, brought them to the big forest. Zeke's at the forest, and while they were in the forest, Zeke was having them drink the wine that he brought, which had his spinal fluid in it, so that whenever he screamed, it would turn them on the Titans. And then he did that shit, and Levi was the only one who like didn't drink or wasn't affected.
That's crazy.
And so he was the only one that wasn't turned into a Titan, so he had to fight all of his comrades. And I forget if I forget if Levi got really hurt. I'm pretty sure Levi got really hurt, but I don't know. I don't remember what happened to Zeke after that.
I'm thinking.
I think that boy got away, didn't he?
I think so, bro.
But if he got away, I don't think he got away to go back to Marley. I think he went away to go get to Aaron.
Or did Levi catch that boy? I forget.
Okay,
I don't know. Okay. I'll fill you guys in on the Discord when I finish watching it tonight.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching the scene right now.
All right.
I just pulled it up. I don't have to.
You said I'm watching the scene right now.
Okay. So it looks like. Okay, I think we might have been tripping low key, because I think. Okay, because Zeke was attached to a bomb, and then he like pulled it off. And then Levi was like trying to get away, and then it just blew up. Because Levi didn't think he was going to kill himself.
Oh.
And then we saw the horse like burn up and whatnot, and there was just smoke. Now it's not... Okay, it did show Levi's body fly away. However, so we do know like he wasn't disintegrated, which I kind of forgot that we knew already.
Dude, god damn it. Why do you have to get hurt? Fuck.
But yeah, he's fucked up. But it does... This scene does not show Zeke's part. I swear we saw that. I could be tripping, but I feel like we did. I feel like we did. Shout out to the bots in the chat. You feel me? Yes, sir. Okay. Um. Anyways, yeah, that's the only thing. Like, I feel like I remember seeing that maybe in the last episode. I could be tripping. It could have been from somewhere else, but I feel like there was a Titan that just like picked it up like his remains and like took it away. I feel like we saw that.
I don't know. I'll have to double check because I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you
Like
can
I
let
said,
us know.
I'll watch it tonight. I'll let you know.
But yeah, what do you think about Levi? Do you think Levi's dead or no?
No.
I pray he's not. I pray he is not.
I feel like they can't kill him, but he's out of commission.
He's out of commission, I
For
think.
probably the rest
Yeah,
of the
he'll
show.
he'll probably be out of commission for sure. But if he's dead, I'm gonna punch my laptop. That's for sure.
Do you think he's gonna
I'll
do
have to
anything
buy
the
a
rest
new
of the
one.
show, or you think he's just done?
I bet you he comes in last second.
I feel like he's
I
just
bet you
done.
he
Bro.
could.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't. If he, I wouldn't be surprised if he's out of commission and not dead. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he comes in last second whenever like they're about to like get fucked up or something like that. He just pops in. He's like, I'm okay now, and fuck.
Like at the very end of the show type stuff.
Very end of whatever big issue is going on.
Okay. Wait, so like the very end of the show, or like the very end of this part of it?
What are you talking about? Like the very end of? I'm
Like,
talking about like there's obviously going to be a main struggle in this back half. At the very end of that main struggle, if shit starts to go crazy, because like I said, I don't know yet. I feel like if shit starts to fall out of their grasp, I feel like Levi's either out of commission and stuff's going to go fine, or he's out of commission and then stuff starts to go wrong with the main issue, and then he comes in and switches the tides.
Yeah.
That tends to be what Levi does. He comes in
That's
like
fair. That's
last
fair.
second and then like saves everybody.
Fair enough. Okay. I think someone just tried to like spoil some in the chat, but I deleted the comment before I read it. But yeah, fuck you. Yeah. I hope no one saw that.
Fuck you. I had the full screen pulled up, so I didn't even know somebody commented anything.
Good stuff. Anyways. Okay. Hey, what's good, Moon? What's good? What's up? W stream, yes, sir. Okay. All right, so I kind of got sidetracked by that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, there ain't no way someone.
All right, so we went off on that rampage, stuff like that. You want to get back on main topic of running through the storyline?
Okay, we could. Unless Tyler had anything else you want to bring up.
Yeah, we'll
Nah, you
open
can
it
go
up to
ahead.
him.
All right.
All right. So we kind of we had barely touched on like the just like because we had touched on how it started, and then we went off on that tangent of the four of them, and then it just went off in a completely different direction.
Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of where we at in terms of going back through the show again.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah. Because we're in somewhere in season 1.
We had talked more about. We had just talked about how the Colossus like kicked that shit in, how Bertolt fucked that shit up, and then I think we made it like barely past that, but that was like the main topic that I remember you last talking about. We had just started about it, and then we went on that tangent about the four of them: Annie, Bertolt, Reiner, and what we think is Porco, and how they like went on their mission and shit like that. But I think because then we went off on that tangent, so I think the Colossus kicking that shit in was the last main point that we hit. So we didn't really get far off.
And we had also discussed like the stuff with Marco, and then how they had fucked up Marco and whatnot. So that whole thing. And then what was funny to me is actually one of my boys are like an Attack on Titan abridged version, which is pretty funny.
Oh, I saw that shit. I started watching it a little bit.
Yeah, one of the scenes that got me was like where that one Titan was like the one that like ate Eren. It was like, oh, that looks like Grisha's kid. I bet he has like the Titan powers or something. And I can get free. And like he ate him, and then just shows Eren like, bah, he pushed him out. That's one of the parts that I remember is obviously like it's crazy thinking back. Like I thought Eren might be dead. And like just thinking back to like that point, like the very beginning, it's kind of crazy to think like just how far it's come, because you even remember like this used to be like humanity trying to survive against these monsters trying to like attack them, which is just crazy, bro. Like we've just come so far.
That was the entirety of like season 1 was them just fighting against Titans and trying to hold ground.
Literally.
And then season 2
how far Eren's come too.
Dude, season 1, we'll just hit like the main storylines of each, of like the way that I remember it. Season 1 was mainly just like them trying to regain their foothold in like what's going on with all of that with the Colossus kicking in the door and Armor Titan fucking shit up too, and they were just trying to regain their foothold after that. Season 2 starts to get more in depth to their travel to Shiganshina and Eren working on his powers more than anything, because if I'm correct, it was either very end of season 1 or like midway through season 2 is when Eren plugged the hole with a stone and Titan. But so that was like more like season 2 than anything. Season 3 is when it was like that, like, oh fuck, people are starting to realize like the Titans are among us and shit like that. And the travel to Shiganshina to get to the basement to get Grisha's like journals and shit like that. And then if like since season 4 was so recent, we know what that's about, how it's more about Marley and that conflict now. But if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that was like the main storylines of each season from what I remember.
Yeah. So, and then man, like just thinking back to like when they were trying to figure out if Eren should like if they should keep him around or if they should kill him off. And but I'm not gonna lie, looking back, maybe they should have killed him off. What do y'all think about that, man? Y'all, do you think they should just killed Eren off in season 1?
Yes.
If they were smart, yeah.
I don't know, man, because well, I guess they didn't know this. I guess they didn't know this at the time. But if they had known this and they had known if they killed Eren without passing down his Titan power, the Attack Titan and the Founding Titan both would have gone to 2 random Eldians that haven't been born yet.
True.
So but they didn't know that at the time. So based off of what they like had in front of them, I think if they killed him, it would have made more sense. But if they had that knowledge, there's no way they would have killed him.
Eren been causing problems, man.
When does he not cause problems?
Man.
Like he's the entire time he's fucking existed.
He hasn't done a lot against LD. The only thing, because even the people who were making the decision was the scouts, and he hasn't really done a lot against the scouts, I guess, because the Jaegerists are the ones that like blew up like the scout shit.
He just causes problems.
But that wasn't really Eren though.
Yeah. He's just the cause of it, like, or he's the reason behind it, like with the Jaegers. Like Eren himself isn't doing that shit, but they're literally called the fucking Jaegerists. He's obviously like
of course,
a cause of it.
The thing is, they would have never gotten anywhere without Eren. He pretty much carried like
that's true
all of Eldia. Damn,
that's true.
Like this whole time.
I don't know. Armin played a massive part as well, in my opinion. Dude, he was the one who started.
Because you did just rewatch it. You did just rewatch it.
Well, because they even brought this up when it was coming to the decision of when they hit that point when it was coming to the decision, like, do we make Armin the Colossus Titan or do we make Erwin the Colossus Titan? Eren had a really sound argument. It was like it was Armin's like.
Okay, first, who do you think they should have picked with hindsight?
Armin, without a doubt.
Tyler,
without a doubt.
What do you think?
Yeah, Armin,
without a doubt.
Because where do you think they'd be now if they picked Erwin?
If they had picked Eren, I feel like the scouts' like morale would honestly be lower because the whole thing that the whole thing behind that final charge was Commander Eren was like, these people aren't gonna lead if I don't sacrifice my life too. Like if I don't go with them, then they're not gonna stay behind me. And if he were to go and then just be brought back after all those other people were killed, how is that gonna look for him? It's just gonna look like I convinced these people that I'd be going with them, and then in the end, I knew they were gonna fucking save me, so it doesn't really matter. Like that's how I would have seen it. I think that the scouts would be like, how come he said he was gonna sacrifice himself and everybody else did, but he's the one person alive?
The only thing is, it's possible they wouldn't hold that against him, just because
I don't know.
But I guess you could. You have a point because they are kind of like petty. They're pretty petty in AOT. I'm not gonna lie.
And on top of that,
they're crazy petty, bro.
Levi even brought up because in the end, like he said, it was Levi's decision who got the injection. Erwin entrusted that to Levi, and Levi chose to do Armin. The main reason behind it when he chose to do it though was because he knew that like he was like, it's time to finally let Erwin rest. Like it's time to. He was like he was about to leave this hell, and we were about to bring him back into it. Like I can't do that to him.
Fair.
But like you like even with like without all of that there. Like if we're just comparing Erwin and Armin, sorry, I'm get fucking can't talk. In my opinion, Armin is the clear choice because Armin has and will always be the brains behind the scouts. He has like that's why he was starting to be trusted by Erwin to like lead them and
That's
stuff like that.
true.
Like he's the one who started to figure out that the Titans were people and that like the Titans were people. On top of that, the Titans were probably somebody in the scouts, and that's why those two Titans that Hanji captured were both killed.
Yeah.
He started to figure all that out. He's also the one who started to figure out that what was the other thing that they have mentioned? Shit. He's the one who realized at like the point where he was first given like responsibility to command, that was when they had to look for Reiner and Berthold because they knew they were in the area when they had gotten to Shiganshina. They knew they were in the area, but they weren't hiding in any houses. So he's like, they always attack us in crazy ways. What's a way like that? And then he remembered that the walls were hollow in some points because of the Titans that made them. So he was like, oh shit, I bet they're hiding in a wall. And it was because of him that they found out where Reiner was. And if he wasn't there, even though like he wasn't about to die or anything like that, it just proves that he should be alive. But if he wasn't there, so many people would have died from Reiner.
Yo, what's good? Alex in the chat. What's good? What's good? And yeah, you're spitting. You're spitting. I mean, he's also spitting by saying it's the GOAT. I don't know. I'm guessing he's talking about me, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I was about to say.
but
fucking say.
Okay. I think
Armin, clear choice all day, every day.
I think you're right. I think there is people who give Armin not enough credit for what he's done, just based off like, because obviously in the moment it's like Erwin or Armin. You're thinking, okay, Erwin's done all this shit, and Armin's just like a crybaby bitch. You know, that's what a lot of people think. I feel like in their head.
Dude, that's what I thought the first time too. I was thinking like in my head, I was like angry and like sad the first time I watched it because I was like, I don't want Arwen to die, but Erwin's the clear choice. And then I look back and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Because like had Armin not been there through the entire way, like they would not have been as successful as they had been. And on top of that, if Armin wasn't when Eren did the Marley mission, Armin was the one who came up with the plan to help him. Armin was the one who came up with the plan to retrieve Eren and stop. Yeah, Hanji even mentioned it. He was like, she said when Armin first got back to the blimp, she mentioned it. She was like, this crazy plan you thought up reminds me a lot of Erwin. And he was like, if it means that his spirit is like with me or whatever like that, then I hope I'm living up to it. But like if Armin was not there and they not chose Arwen or wow, I cannot fucking speak Armin, things would be so different.
True. Hey, if it isn't Cardiac, the host of the Loud and Wrong podcast in the building, what is good? They were just live before us. So what's going on, Cardiac?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, real quick, I'm sorry guys, I gotta apologize, but I will have to take my leave early.
Okay. Before you leave, I did want to bring up the fact that One Piece lost to AOT in the tournament because I said that to Omar earlier. He was still mad. He said,
I appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you. As it should have. As it should have. As it should have, man. Okay.
Yeah, facts. Hey, yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. Well,
all right, bro.
All right, y'all. I appreciate the time. I appreciate
feel better, man.
I hope you feel better.
Feel better, man.
Thank you. I'll try my best. Y'all enjoy yourselves, all right?
Yes, sir.
For sure. We shall.
All right. Peace out.
See ya.
Peace. Oh, he says it is the flow.
Flow?
Yeah.
Flow?
Hey, Cardiac, low key, if you're trying to join up, you could join up. So let me know. I can send you the link. Okay. So Dylan, man, what were we just talking about again before us? How I had to go? Armin and Erwin. Armin. Here's what I wanted to bring up.
Armin or Erwin. Yeah.
You know, the one thing that Erwin is not doing that Armin did is getting his ass beat by Eren.
That's true. That's true as fuck. That's true.
Bro, he's not going, bro. Eren is not even going to try that on Erwin, bro. He wouldn't even do it, bro.
Yeah. Also, another point as to why Armin was the best fucking choice is because throughout all of season 1 through 3, before 4, because 4 is when Eren went fucking ballistic and rogue,
Uh-huh.
all the way through season 1 and 3, Armin has always been the one to get Eren back. Like whenever it comes,
True,
like when he
true.
first got to the Rock and Eren went berserk, and they had to basically knock the fuck out of Eren, and when he punched himself or something like that, I forget exactly what he did. Armin was the one who went to him, stabbed into his little like cockpit area, and woke his ass up and made him do his job. Same thing happened when he got fucking drop kicked by the Colossus. He went over there and Eren was fucking unconscious, beat the fuck up. He stabbed him again and told him like to wake up. He fucking woke up. Armin has brought Eren back every fucking time. It was nobody. It was never Mikasa. It was always Armin.
Yeah, facts,
So-
facts. True. That's
So-
another thing. Like Mikasa never really had a hold on Eren like that.
Mikasa
It
is
seemed
just
like-
overprotective. Eren honestly got annoyed with Mikasa more than anything. The only
Yeah.
time it wasn't like that was when they had that one moment in front of the Titan that killed their parents. Or killed their mom.
The North Star. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of spitting with that. That's kind of a good take. Armin's definitely been the North Star of AOT. I feel like that's
Yes,
I can
sir.
definitely agree with that.
Yes, sir.
It's just yeah, because also like I feel like Erwin as well. Just to finish this topic up, I feel like as well as Armin being better for those reasons, Erwin was also very tied down to he was very tied down to Paradis in general. Like his mindset was very focused. He didn't really have an open mind to things. It seemed like he was very
No.
focused on figuring out this one thing.
Yeah,
That's kind of all he wanted to do.
He even mentioned that. Like Levi was like,
It wasn't even about like trying to figure out like what's beyond the like trying to see the ocean, figure out what's beyond the walls, which was Armin's goal.
yeah,
Aaron was like, I'm trying to figure out the truth.
yeah,
You know
that's
what
it.
I'm saying?
And he was like, once I like a lot of the stuff he did was for selfish reasons, and he even said that himself.
Mhm. He did.
So
He did. Okay, now I feel like we covered the only thing we didn't really cover about season 1 was Annie, I think, and that whole kind of ordeal with her. I feel like we pretty much covered everything else. Unless I'm tripping.
yeah, for the most part, yeah. Because
So,
like I
yeah.
said, like season 1, like we did like the brief synopsis of each. Season 1 was like getting a foothold after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gates got broke down and shit like that. Season 2 was finding Eren's powers and try the start of the journey to plug the walls and everything like that. Season 3 was specifically getting back to Shiganshina and like after going through the issue of Reiner and Bertolt and all that struggle. And then season 4 is obvious what it's about since most people have watched that since it's the
Gotcha,
most
gotcha.
recent one. And then the Annie struggle.
I feel like I did want to touch on everything a little bit more.
Yep, for sure.
But yeah, I feel like with Annie, it's crazy to think this too because you do realize I'm pretty sure she put herself in that crystal in season 1 and she's still in there to this day. Like
she's
crazy
been
to
in there
think about.
for I think 3 years, maybe. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget how long she's been there
Crazy.
for.
Crazy. And this is another thing. I remember during that meet where the what's dude's name? That Eren ate. That when he popped out in season 4 and he like threw him up. Willie Tiber.
Tiber, yes. Yep.
So when his speech was going on and they were in that, wasn't this when they were in the crowd and there was like that dude that brought up Annie, like Annie's dad or whatever, like was
Yeah.
talking about Annie to somebody, whoever was there.
It was Reiner's mom, I think. Possibly. I forget who.
It might
I
have
think
been.
it
It
was-
might have been.
It was
I don't
either
know.
that or
Somebody.
Bertolt's. I forget. It was one of their parents.
Okay, I got you. There
So
was
it was
something
like-
that went
it
on
was-
with that.
It was like a parent-to-parent interaction of the parents of the two parents of
Mhm.
one of two of the 4 children that went the first
Yeah,
time.
and I think he was still like hopeful that Annie was still alive or whatnot, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
He
And,
straight
like, 'cause
up
they
said
don't
he
know.
was like, I know she's alive. He was like, she promised. He was like, she promised that she'd come back to me, so she's not
Yeah,
dead. That's
Yeah,
basically what
yeah.
he said.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, there's obviously a lot to see there. But just going on through that, we obviously see kind of Annie and her whole thing, and then them eventually capturing Annie, I'm getting that was Erwin's plan, right? To get her. If I
To get
remember
her?
correctly. Yeah.
That was Armin's plan.
It was Armin's plan. Okay,
That was Armin's
okay.
plan. Yep.
So did Erwin really do anything?
Besides increase morale, not really, in my opinion. He was best at leading people to their deaths, in my opinion. He was best at inspiring people to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Good quality for him. Good quality for a commander,
Good
especially for
quality
the,
to have.
especially for the commander of the Scouts. Like I think his role was necessary in a lot of situations, but Armin played a much bigger like core piece in it because like he was the one who thought of the plan to capture Annie. He was the one who started to catch on that it was somebody that was, and then that somebody was Annie. And like he started to put those pieces together.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think okay. I think that covers about season 1.
Yeah.
Cardiac, if you're still here, I did notice one thing in the podcast that you were actually going to talk about Attack on Titan in the podcast. Now, if you got to it during your podcast, I just want to ask how it went. You can let me know in the comments. I'm just curious. But okay, moving on to season 2 real quick. Okay, so I know obviously the main thing of season 2 was seeing Bertolt and Reiner's reveal and whatnot. They're pretty much, if I remember correctly, it wasn't much else. They pretty much just captured Eren and then went off with Ymir and whatnot, and that was kind of.
I think that was either back half season 2 or early season 3 that stuff started.
That was
to get
season
down.
2.
I forget. That was back half of season 2.
So what else happened in season 2?
Season 2 was like, if like I said, if I remember correctly, because it's been over the span of like the last week that I've rewatched all the Attack on Titan stuff. Yeah, that was more of them starting to do the experiments. Because season 1, it was just I'm gonna bite my hand, trust my instinct, and then go on a fucking rampage. That's mainly what he did, with the exception of the Trost instance where he plugged with the boulder. Only because Armin pulled him out and got him back to his senses.
Gotcha.
Season 2 was where they started to drop more hints as to who was the Titans in the that they had started to figure out there were Titans in humanity and in the Scouts posing as humans, which I guess there were humans that could turn into Titans more than anything. They started to figure that shit out, and then the end of it is when they revealed Reiner and Bertolt as the Colossal Titan and the Armor Titan, and then how they started to try and kidnap Eren.
Okay. Now, how was that rewatching that back?
It was just like rewatching it. It's just like painfully obvious, like that Reiner and Bertolt, like just due to the reactions to certain situations and stuff like that. Like season 1, you barely have any hints as to like I don't remember a single hint as to like Reiner and Bertolt might be the Colossal and Armor Titan. Like they started dropping those during season 2, because like the back half season 2 was when the Beast Titan occurred, when they saw the Beast Titan for the first time, and that's when Reiner and Bertolt recognized, like they knew who the Beast Titan was already, and they, like I said, they had shock more than fear on their face. They were just like, what the fuck is he doing here? He's over here. So that was
the Ymir reveal and whatnot too in season 2.
Yep. It started to, because it was crazy. I like that a lot though, because it was crazy, because like we knew like there were people that we knew that the Colossal, like they already had an idea that the Colossal and Armor Titan were amongst the Scouts. They had no idea though that Ymir was. Like until Ymir revealed herself, the only person who knew is Historia. That's the only other person. She had not dropped any clues. But Reiner and Bertolt, like they started figuring that shit out. But that's what I liked, because like Ymir, like it was like the whole time it was like there's Titans among us, and like we all were expecting it, but we weren't expecting Ymir. That was my favorite part about that shit.
Yeah, no, that was kind of out there, just because she obviously was very much different than everyone else. Like she was just,
especially for like the reason that she's there, because it happened completely by chance. She didn't become a Titan.
Or was it? Or was it by chance? I don't know.
I think it was, because it went over her backstory, because she became a Titan and then she like nestled underground, right? She was a pure Titan at this point in time. And then
what if this was all kind of like, because we obviously went over earlier how that place she was in after she became human again kind of resembled the thing from the trailer. And what if that all kind of connects?
A good point. You bring up a good fucking point, actually.
Because when she was a Titan, what if she? Because I mean, obviously her name is Ymir too, so it's kind of like I feel like that could
be. That makes sense. Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, because when you first look at it, it's all by chance, because she gets injected, pushed off, and then she roams around for like years. Apparently, from what they've said, it was like many years that she just like roamed around as a Titan. She said she was in a nightmare for like I don't know. I think it was like 60 something years. So she said she was in like, it felt like she was in a nightmare. And then she
Yeah.
woke up because she had like like the Titan herself had like given up and just like laid down, and the earth started to like cover her. It showed like the progression of time, and she gradually got like covered by earth. And then one time she just like got back up, and when she got back up was right when Reiner, Bertolt, Annie, and Porco, I think was what we think his name was. That's when they were all there.
Mm-hmm.
So on the outside it looks like Chance.
Yeah. I know Cardiac just said paths, which I believe Dylan, that's what we talked about earlier, right? We were talking about how the different paths of the memories and whatnot. I'm guessing that's what Cardiac's talking about.
Yeah.
Because
we brought that up in the very beginning, how we kind of noticed how Aaron has almost become a completely different person, and we wonder the main point that we brought up. Go
real
ahead.
Quick, Cardiac has read the manga, but he's not going to spoil. I know he's not going to spoil anything, but I'm just saying.
The main
he knows more than we do.
The main point that I brought up.
Okay, here. He said she was born too long after the formation.
Yeah,
of the walls.
so it was because the walls have been made at the point in time of Aaron. It had been a century, I think, 100 years is how long they had peace for, until Marley needed to start getting the resources and stuff like that were on Paradise Island. So the main point that we saw relating to the paths that you just commented on, the main point that I brought up was at the very end of season 3. The person who injected Grisha Yeager and gave him the attack Titan, when he was telling Grisha Yeager to like why he needs to do this, he brought up Mikasa and Armin, and they, along with Aaron, have not been born yet. And we talked about how like it didn't make sense to me, because the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, those are Aaron's memories. That's so cool, because Aaron has the attack Titan. The second time I watched it, I was like, wait a second. From my knowledge that I've seen, only the Titans that have already had it you can get their memories from them. Aaron hadn't been born yet, so I was like, how the fuck does that work? And then we kind of made the connection that. Go ahead.
Just so y'all know, this man did not catch that the first time around somehow. I don't know.
Shut up, bro. I was just because I was fresh to the game. I was just like, wow. I know that they inherit memories. I was like, that's so cool. And then this time around, I was just like smarter now, and so I was like, I see. But we talked about how the possibility is probably because the reason that it's like that is because Aaron also has the founding Titan on top of the attack Titan. And the founding Titan is known as the coordinate, and that like everything converges through the founding Titan.
Yeah. Okay. So moving back on, I think we pretty much got through season 2 and covered that. So moving on to season 3, we obviously see in the beginning, part 1 of season 3, we see pretty much is just the destruction of Eldia, kind of Paradise Island, of the setup with the king and whatnot, which is kind of interesting to look back on, because obviously we find out. I'm pretty sure this is when we find out about Astoria and all of that stuff.
Wait, was season 3? Because I forgot one of the big main. I forget if it was back half season 2 or season 3, because those get like real confused for me. But when they did the insurrection, when they overthrew the government,
that was season 3, part 1.
That was season 3. Okay, that's what I thought.
Because that's when they were on the run. They were on the run in the beginning, basically, from the government, and then they kind of come back and they're trying to like kill them, and then we see Levi against Kenny, and then we see Armin shoot that guy, and all that stuff.
That shit.
But you just watched it.
I just watched that. I just watched that shit, and it already left my mind because I'm getting so hyped over about the next fucking season.
Man, that's crazy. But yeah, I feel like a lot of that. Now, I could be wrong, and you could correct me, but I feel like not much of that really has to do with where we're at now.
Yeah,
in my mind, at least, pretty much the only thing that we got to take from this part 1, is kind of everything with Historia and whatnot, and all the royal stuff that happened.
Yeah,
because that's obviously going to still matter at this point. But other than that, it pretty much just overthrowing that. It kind of just is another obstacle taken, because at this point we're still thinking that the Titans are the evil ones, and the people in Eldia Paradise are just like corrupted. You know what I mean? They're just very corrupted, and that's kind of what we think at this point. We don't really know everything else.
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty much there's not a lot to take from this. But if you had any points you did want to bring up, you can go ahead.
The one, it's just more kind of like a question I kind of want to pose to you. So the one thing that like I kind of didn't understand, it's along the lines of the Historia conflict, where they found out she had royal blood. Her dad was trying to get her to eat Aaron, inherit the founding Titan, and like get like captured by the memories and shit like that. But he turned into that massive fucking abomination of a Titan. Why the fuck did he turn into a Titan like that? Was it just because everybody else who had been turned into a Titan, who was an Eldian, just turned into a normal fucking Titan, but he turned into this massive fucking abomination of a Titan.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This would be a question I would ask you because you just watched. Because I don't remember.
The only thought that I was gonna pose to it, because that's like
Did they really not say?
confused about that. No, they didn't say why he turned into a fucking abomination.
I just felt like I remember it being explained, but I could be tripping.
No, it wasn't. The only thing that I can think of is that like the spinal fluid that he like took, like that he drank, was like possibly from like one of the founding Titans before him and stuff like that, and his body wasn't prepared for.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like the overload of all like the founding Titan and shit like that. I don't know. That's why I'm still confused about why he turned into the fucking abomination.
Because like it kind of all just came out, and he just
at like once, like you were like, oh no, he's gonna turn into a Titan, like because if Historia was gonna get injected, she was gonna turn into a normal Titan and eat Eren. But the second that he like licked the fluid, he just turned into this. I don't know, maybe that's the fucking difference, that he didn't inject it, he just licked it. I don't fucking know. But the second that he did that, he just turned into a massive fucking bigger than the colossal Titan abomination. And that's what just kind of confused me.
Okay.
Because they didn't explain why he became an abomination. They just dealt with him.
Yeah, I pretty much think that it was just like basically what you said. There wasn't really much to it other than that. It kind of just it was kind of a thematic thing too, to just show like how he just wasn't, he wasn't the one that kind of he wasn't, accepted, he wasn't like that, the one to really carry this. He just wasn't, it just wasn't meant for him, I guess. It's kind of what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was kind of thematically showing that as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like I want to say there wasn't much going into that. Now we could see something that's like crazy come up that did have to do with it. I just feel like it's not. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like I said, I didn't think it was a big like crazy plot point. It just confused me as to why he was different from everybody else when he got transformed.
Okay. And moving on to season 3, part 2. We obviously get we didn't even bring, we already had touched on this earlier with the Beast Time coming. But what I remember originally when he showed up, just to touch on this, I had no idea what the hell he was. I don't know if you had the same feeling because
he was the first Titan who, besides Coney's mom, because she had that like one moment where she kind of spoke to him, and that's where we were like, they might be human. They might be human. And so I was like, oh no, that was like the first time like a Titan like said a word. But then Beast Titan shows up, and when they first preview him, or like one of his first moments or something like that in the season, he says like a full sentence, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, he can talk. And so that was like the first thought I had. I was just like, how the fuck can this dude talk?
Remember my first theory, which this is gonna sound crazy now, but I used to think like, okay, there's like a Titan colony of Titans, and some of them are able to shapeshift into humans. That was like what I was thinking.
That'd be interesting. That'd be funny.
That's what I originally thought. Before we like knew everything with Marley, I was like, okay, like they came from this colony, they're able to transform into humans, but they're really Titans. And then like he's just like one of like the leaders who's able to like speak English and whatnot and everything.
All the other ones that are like underlings are just basic as Titans. Yeah.
So that's what I remember thinking. Which is weird. Because obviously he's able to control the Titans and whatnot. I don't know. It's just a weird theory I had. Because I was like, when they were like shown, I was like, okay, they're traitors from, Because like I mean, honestly, we didn't know.
Yeah.
But looking back at me thinking that at the time, it's kind of crazy to think about. I don't know if did you have a theory from that time too?
I'm gonna be completely honest, and I'm not just trying to be like you're stupid or anything like that. But when I first heard him talk. Like when I heard him talk, and we had already started to find out that Reiner and Bertolt were, and we found out that Annie was a Titan. Like I was off the rip. I was like, "Who the fuck is in this Titan?" Like I knew it was at the time I had already started thinking that it was a human, because I was like, only like if a Titan, that's a pure Titan, not somebody controlling Titan. If one of those can like squeak out some words, it wouldn't be too like off the. I don't know. It wouldn't be too weird for real, like for a Titan being controlled by a human to be able to speak. So I was like, off the rip, I was kind of like, this guy's probably a fucking Titan.
Yeah. Also, in fairness, on top of that, you can also say that, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you obviously see Eren inside the Titan previously when he was controlling it.
Yep.
So I feel like that kind of pushed my theory down and kind of put a hole in it right there.
Yeah,
because it's like because they're obviously controlled by humans. You can kind of see.
yeah.
But I mean, whatever. I don't really care.
I'm just wondering
Okay,
why the
okay.
Beast Titan has been the Beast Titan and the Cart Titan are the only ones that have been able to like speak while
Oh,
Titan.
Warhammer 2. Warhammer.
Warhammer 2, yep.
I believe that's it.
Warhammer's
That is
a
a
little
good.
weird,
That's an interesting one. Okay, so can Aaron talk now in Titan form?
I have not seen Aaron talk in Titan.
I mean, we haven't, but I'm saying because he has the Warhammer now. And the
I
Warhammer good.
wonder if it's specific to the Titans themselves, or if it's just due to how much time they've spent in the Titans and how much like they've like
That's a good question.
become like it. Because I
That's a
think
good
Peak
question.
has had the Cart and Titan for a while. You can already start to see that through her like almost inability to walk in like a bipedal form. Like she walks on all fours for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Like when Galliard walked up the stairs and he was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "This is more natural to me." And she was on all fours. So you can tell that being the Cart Titan is like probably, like I said, probably for an extended period of time has already started to get to her. Zeke has been the Beast Titan. This is her last year. So he's been the Beast Titan for 12 years.
Facts.
And
Of course, Reiner can't talk.
True. But Reiner, I don't think, has been Titan for.
He's about to die.
I don't think it's because of the time though.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. I might have missed that. But fuck off. But yeah, so they've had like long, and I don't know, maybe it's like the composition of the armor Titan, how it's got that armored jaw and it's like all real rigid. Who fucking knows? But that's just like a minimal, like a minute question of like why there are certain Titans that can talk and some that can't.
True. Okay, so let's move on to season 3, part 2. This we kind of see. How did it start again? It was kind of like they were planning to go attack, kind of go to Shingashi and try to find the key, use the key to unlock the basement and whatnot. Yep. That was kind of the goal. And then we obviously know Reiner, Berthold, Zeke are there. We kind of see that fight that kind of takes place between them. Obviously, we see Armin's ability, and then we have Armin's sacrifice going into Berthold because obviously he has. Man, it's crazy. The Colossal Titan's different. That's a nuke.
Yeah, like, it's dude. It's because the one thing. So it's actually crazy that you bring this up because I have been thinking about this from watching it. Right. So in back half of season 3 and stuff like that, in season 4, we see the Colossal Titan just like nuke the fuck out of shit. Right.
Yeah. How
come it didn't do that when it first appeared the 5 years ago when it first got to the gate?
I think it did.
You saw the thunder. The thunder happened right outside the gate.
Oh, it did.
And then the Titan like popped up, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And if it was so close to where you could see it right outside the gate, and then he just immediately like you saw the hand, how come the nuke didn't affect the wall?
It's possible he's able to control it,
or maybe it was that he couldn't make that yet because he hadn't had it for enough time. Because that was
or that's true. That could be true, but also you have to think that when he like appears attached to the wall in season 2, it also does not happen. And I'm thinking maybe he was, because you see like his hand, he's kind of, maybe he attached himself to the wall.
That can also be explained.
He just created his body off of the wall.
You know I don't know because the reason that I'm thinking for only one time when he didn't do it when he was on the wall, because he only manifested half of his form.
But maybe he didn't manifest his whole form when he kicked in the wall either.
He had to. He was full on Titan and he like kicked
his front. We don't see his front though. He could like be attached to the wall because we never see him come off of the wall. So it's possible like he kind of like attached himself that way and then kicked it and then transformed back or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
that could also be a plot hole.
Yeah, because that was the one thing.
Like, I doubt it is. Like, this man does not make plot holes. But
its true destructive powers only showcased in like season 3, part 2, and part 4.
Yeah.
Those all the other times that it's appeared, it's never like made clearly obvious how destructive its appearance is.
True. It's true. That's true. And so basically, other than that, in season 2, or season 3, part 2, I mean, we see that fight. We see obviously Erwin's sacrifice taking all of them, attacking. We see the Levi and Zeke part 1, which is crazy.
Oh, best fucking.
Levi went different. What if Levi killed Zeke then? Because he really could have. He really sold.
Dude, he could have. He had his sword in his fucking mouth, bro.
I don't know why he didn't, bro. I'm still like lost on that part. Like, why didn't he just kill him?
Probably because like some like questing shit. Same reason that Hanji didn't kill Reiner off the rip. Because they had defeated Reiner.
Man, Mikasa could have killed them too.
Dude, Hanji literally had her sword to Reiner's throat.
She slit their wrists or whatever,
yeah.
right? Mikasa did. Why she could just cut their heads off?
I don't know. But yeah,
a bunch of sellouts, bro. Like I don't even know how much it would have made the difference now. It probably doesn't make much of a difference, but like they still sold.
Yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, that's season 3, part 2, pretty much.
Yeah, and then obviously the last thing, which is probably the most important thing, Eren gets the books, he gets the memories, all of that stuff, which is probably the most important. We get all the backstory at the end, which kind of brings it all full circle. We figure out everything. The Titans are humans, all of that shit. Marley, all that shit. Yeah, Zeke is Aaron's brother, which actually was foreshadowed. Zeke had already said it. Half brother. Zeke had already mentioned it previously, how he was going to come back for him or whatever. And bro, it's just hella shit that happened, bro, at the end of season 3, like that. And then they find the ocean, and Aaron's pointing out like, hey, if I kill my enemies, I'll finally be free. All that shit. Yeah, crazy, really crazy stuff. Yes, I don't know if there's anything specific we need to touch on from that. I think
we covered a lot of it, honestly.
Like, I don't think there's much that we really have to dive into in terms of that, just because it's like
yeah.
Okay,
we covered a lot of that shit with when I brought up why at the end of season 3 he already the one dude thought about Mikasa and Armin, even though Eren hadn't even been born yet. And we connected that to like the preview, the trailer, and the concept that the coordinate is where all Titans and all things converge and stuff like that. So we brought that up.
Okay, I think we can move on to season 4, part 1 then, and kind of gloss over that real quick.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is like looking back, seeing how it started off with like going just straight into like the Marley side, and we had Gabby.
Yeah.
We had Falco. We had all of them.
Oh shit! Actually, okay. This is actually like that. I'm glad we started going over season 4 because we had talked about the parallel about how Falco had woken up. He was like, I thought I was swinging around the air with swords. Whoosh, talking about that shit.
We hadn't actually brought that up yet, but yeah.
Yeah. So if we're talking about how a dude who was the attack titan and like and even Eren like was having like he thought he woke up from a really long dream when the first episode he was like and Mikasa was like, why are you crying? Falco wakes up, is having the same issue, and I have to wonder if Falco is gonna inherit one of the Titans this next season, and that's why, because that would mean he would be connected to the coordinate even in the future. Because with that guy at the very end of season 3, even though he's not directly connected, and like that would explain why there's like the time doesn't really matter because Eren hadn't been born yet. This dude's already talking about Mikasa and Armin. It wouldn't be too odd.
I don't know what I was doing. I just want to say pause. I don't know if anyone was watching me, but I was yawning, and for some reason I like turned my hand around. That looked very strange. I apologize.
My God. We're pulling such shit out the back.
No, relax.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like starting from the very beginning of season 4. I wonder if just because of that, like, because we've kind of noticed how like all the people like who are Titans are somehow like even without the concept of time, which is shown at the very end of season 3 with the dude who passes his attack Titan on to Grisha. He's already talking about Eren's friends. Eren hasn't been born yet. So it kind of just is like it's like a time kind of thing. Time's irrelevant when it comes to the connection to the Titans. It would make sense as to why he's having that dream that is like what Eren was like having because he's connected. It would seem that he's like connected to Eren because that's what Eren was doing. And then he it would make sense that he could get a Titan this next season, and that would explain why he woke up having that dream because he ends up, since Eren is the coordinate and all Titans are connected to the coordinate, it would make sense for him to get a Titan, and then he's connected to the coordinate, and that's why he had the dream.
Here's my only issue with that. So does that mean that why do all the Titans have these things too, or is it because to me my thing would be, does he get the founding Titan, or I guess it'd be the attack Titan or whatever? Because who? Did who? Okay, never mind. It wouldn't be the founding.
Well, no,
the attack.
No, it wouldn't because I guess it would. Maybe I don't know.
Because the guy had the
Because-
attack. The owl had the attack Titan.
Yeah, but also he didn't have the founding Titan yet. He didn't
Yeah, that's
have.
what I'm saying.
like-
That's what I'm saying. So it couldn't be the founding one. It had to be. So that's not the connection. The founding
But
Titan's
even-
not the connection. But then what's the connection?
The founding Titan has to be the connection because that's when Eren picks it up, and that would explain why Falco is having a dream through Eren.
But
like,
the owl didn't have the founding Titan when he
Yeah,
said
that's
the
why-
almond and
That's just because Eren has the attack Titan, and then he gets the founding Titan. He's like
Okay.
those two converge. That's why it's specific to Eren why he's thinking that shit because
Okay.
Eren gets the founding Titan.
all right, here we go. So here's what could happen then. Let's say Falco. I'm just gonna throw out a random Titan, the
Mhm.
Jaw Titan. Let's say Falco gets a Jaw Titan, and I'll say why Falco probably has to get Titan in a second. But I'm just gonna say this off of this point. Let's say he gets the Jaw Titan. How would correlate is if Eren eats Falco after Falco gets a Titan? Because then they connect.
Repeat that real quick. Hold up.
Okay, so let's say Falco gets a Titan, just for shits and
Yeah.
giggles. I'm gonna say the Jaw Titan.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's one of the ones that would make sense. So Falco
Yeah.
gets the Jaw Titan, he eats the Jaw Titan, and then Eren eats Falco. Therefore, they're connected. Because I feel like one of Eren's things he's trying to get all the Titans, probably.
Probably that would make sense. I get like that. I guess that would make sense.
And
I
then they
also
would
just
connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also just thinking on the broad term though that like he could inherit the armored Titan from Reiner
Oh,
since
well,
Reiner,
actually, honestly, that's probably
they've-
the more likely one.
they've already had that talk.
That's
where,
probably
like,
the armored
Reiner was like, we need to save Gabby from this. Like you want to
Uh-huh.
like don't make it to where. And so I'm pretty sure he's going to inherit the armored Titan because Reiner already wants to die, and so it makes sense for him
Yeah.
to just pass on the Titan to Falco. And since all Titans, all of the 9 essential Titans, all the 9 Titans, the power Titans or whatever, all of them are connected to the coordinate. Anybody who would inherit a Titan could have that chance. And I think the main reason why it was Falco and not other people is because Falco and Eren are really similar. Eren
Well-
realized that in the beginning of the Marley thing because Falco was the one who
Yeah.
rushed over to help the soldiers that who'd gone crazy and the Marleyans were making fun of him, and he Falco is like Eren, like he cares about the other people. That's how Eren was
thinking-
originally, at least.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be how Eren was before his mom died, type thing, and that's
Yeah.
how he connects to Falco
Well, yeah,
in that
we've
regard.
seen
Because he really
that's
changed
how
a
he
lot.
was. We've seen that's how Eren was because he multiple
Yeah.
times he tried to defend Armin, even if he wasn't
Okay.
successful until Mikasa showed up.
Right. And then here's the thing. Falco kind of has to become a Titan because we know that he got the wine off of Zeke. Remember? So for him to be able to survive and not be turned into a Titan, because he some of the wine seeped into his mouth.
Yeah. Whenever that dude fucking smashed the bottle over or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So I'm thinking the only way he's going to be able to survive is if he actually gets another one of the Titans. Like he won't. So and I feel like he's one of the people who
Yeah.
has to survive. So that's why I'm thinking he kind of has to get the armored one.
Yeah.
It probably isn't the jaw. It probably is the armored because that would make
Yeah.
more sense.
Because
I kind of forgot about that.
to
Yeah.
give that to Falco.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
It does. Okay. So
But I bet you one of the plot twists is that once Falco gets the armored Titan, he starts fighting against the Marlians. I bet you when the armored Titan and Eren are fighting in the trailer, I bet that's Reiner and Eren, and I bet if Falco gets the armored Titan later on, and that's what connects him, but because he's so similar to Eren, and I bet you he'd start fighting with Eren.
Huh. Oh, him fighting Eren?
I feel like he would switch sides. I feel like he'd fight Marlians because
why?
be realizing, because one, I feel like he would start to realize how the Eldians are how he hasn't committed. One of the big things that Eren has talked about was how the Eldians at Paradise Island, they're not they didn't do anything to hurt anybody. They've just been impressed the entire time. And I feel I don't know if it'll be some memories unlocked from the Armor Titan or his experience through Reiner. If he gets the Armor Titan, his experience through Reiner's memory, that could maybe sway him. Because through Reiner's perception of Eren and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like Falco is that type of person to switch if he has a good reason, which would be realizing that he doesn't like the aliens never did anything. They've just never been oppressed.
My only issue with that is, at least thematically speaking, it seems like Falco is kind of the bridge between the aliens and the Marlians, because for Falco, it seems like he kind of realizes that neither of them are necessarily in the right, and he's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, well, we kind of have to come to a peaceful
Yeah.
thing for this to all work out. And that's kind of where I'm like, I feel like you wouldn't join Aaron's side, because it doesn't seem like Aaron's going down that path. Now, unless him and Aaron have a talk, and maybe that is kind of, he convinces Falco. I don't know.
I don't know that technically, speaking from his core,
They could have shared memories too.
thing, thinking from Aaron's core goal. It is said, when we brought this up at the very end of season 3, his exact words, if I'm correct, you can it's one of two ways. One, it makes more sense as to why it would connect and why Falco would go over, because Falco wants peace, correct? Aaron, when he pointed over there, he said, if I kill all our enemies, will there finally be peace? It's either that, or he said there will finally be freedom. I'm pretty sure he said peace, though. But he said, if we kill all of our enemies, will we finally have peace? If that's Aaron's core belief, if I'm remembering that moment correctly, if that's his core belief, I could understand how Falco would join Aaron's side, because Aaron just wants peace. The only reason why this shit is going on is because this is how Aaron thought there could be peace if he just killed all the enemies.
Okay, I'm actually pulling up the scene.
Yeah.
He's about to say the line. He said, but I was wrong. The only thing we'll find out there is the enemy. Everything here is exactly like I saw in my dad's memories. Okay, what is he gonna say? Man, this is suspenseful, but I don't want to fast forward it, because I don't want to miss it. If we kill every last one of our enemies out there, will we finally be free then?
Okay, free. So it is free.
That is the line. That's kind of like what he's wanted the whole time, is to be free, though.
Is freedom, yeah.
And we kind of see Armin's reaction too at the end, which I think is something to take into note, because he kind of holds down that shell thing. Oh, isn't that the shell that you can hear echo through or whatever? You can hear people.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think it's that shell. So he wants to communicate. Maybe that's what that's supposed to represent.
Armin has always wanted to, though. That's always what Armin has done. Even after they realized how Bertold killed so many people, that scene where they singled Bertold out, he was like, "This is our last chance to negotiate."
Yeah, that's actually a cool thing, though.
He's always been that type of person.
You see his face kind of just instantly go down, and then you see him hold out the shell. I want to communicate with these people instead of just kill them. So I mean, that's kind of a little a little thing that was cool, that I don't think might have been swept under the rug slightly. So again, I mean, we obviously see in season 4, part 1, with Gabby, Falco, all of them. Then the other two getting killed in that stampede. Aaron befriends Falco then, but obviously then he kind of betrays him when he sees Ryan. And then he just kind of comes up. He gets Willie Tybee, eats him, and then obviously he just fucking destroys everyone there around the area.
Dude, my favorite part of that intro is when he straight up body slams the fucking
that's crazy.
Generals. Where he just looks over, he's like, and just fucking wrecks that shit. That was one of my favorite parts to rewatch, because I was sitting there and I was just like, oh, he's about to body slam the fuck out of these guys. It was the best part.
The scouts pull up and all that stuff goes down, and then obviously we brought up early with Peak and all that jazz that happened when they went to that hole, and then they came back. And obviously we see the battle, all the Titans kind of come out. Aaron eats the Warhammer, all that stuff. Now I'm pretty sure this is everything you've seen.
You forgot to mention Aaron eats the Warhammer using the Daw Titan like a fucking nutcracker.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on from that, because I believe that's kind of where you're at right now that you've seen so far.
That I've rewatched, yeah. I think, basically where we've left off is they've just finished that shit up.
Okay. So is there anything you want to touch on from that you feel like we should focus on?
I think we've covered a lot of it. The one thing that we can touch on, I think we touched on this in a prior podcast a while ago when season 4 first came out, was when they had Zeke had already started the planning of meet, like go into the other side, because they emphasized this one moment where he was in the room and the commanders of the Marlians were listening in, and he said not there. He was like, "Where's the brass?" Like Galliard was like, "Where's the brass at?" And he said, "Not in this room." And so that was like he was already planning that shit from there. Like he already knew it was going to be happening.
Facts. Okay.
So
okay, that is definitely something to touch on. Okay, so if we move into the kind of the second half of the season, what we see, okay, what else do we see? After that, we kind of see the flashback stuff. That's when we see the flashback stuff, and I feel like we still kind of don't know everything that happened. Like we're still missing pieces.
There's there's definitely still a lot of missing pieces that will probably be filled in the second half.
We brought up Historia already and how she's pregnant or whatnot.
Yeah,
we kind of see Aaron kind of destroying the ships. We see the Marlians coming over and kind of how they integrate and all that jazz. And then obviously with Sasha's death and kind of how that affected her like boyfriend and whatnot. We didn't even touch on that. We were talking about the first part. Yeah, Sasha died. That was sad.
That was the worst fucking part, bro, of that beginning, dude. Just see, like, cause Sasha, like, even though she's not like a super main character, like she is still like a big, like she's a big piece. Like Connie was like, she was basically like my twin, and you could tell that. I'm pretty sure that Jean or however you pronounce his name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a thing for her more than anything. But yeah.
Yeah, Jean's kind of one of the guys who I kind of wish would get a little more screen time because I like his character, but he doesn't do like a lot, at least at this point in the story.
And they even in I feel like they were laying the groundwork for him to be a big part early too.
I know, man.
They were talking about how he's like a born leader and stuff like that, and he hasn't like.
I mean, he still could do something, I guess.
Yeah.
There's still time.
He may take up a mantle in like the back half of this season,
especially if like with the separation between Aaron and Armin and all that shit. They're kind of Aaron going to separate ways, and then they have the rest of the scouts. They're gonna need someone else to step up, which could be Jean.
Yeah,
obviously. And then we see the flashback shit, and we don't. It was just crazy seeing the Marlians kind of integrate with the Eldians. And all that stuff, kind of just showing that like all these people are people at the end of the day, and no one's really integrally bad, no one's really integrally different. That's one of the main themes of Attack on Titan overall. Is just like, these people are just people, and showing kind of how war just fucks up everything, which was really sad to see. And then we even see how the Eldians are starting to treat them like shit, even though they haven't technically done anything to them, because the Marlians are starting to warm up.
Those Marlians, bro, specifically the Marlians that have helped them the most are the ones that they start to persecute. And like it's like the Eldians are now becoming the oppressors.
And it's just a cycle. It's just gonna keep going, bro. Like that's another thing. I feel like we touched on this previously at some point in other podcasts, but it's like the cycle's just gonna keep going. It's not gonna stop. And that's kind of where it's like, well, what can we do? Because we even see this in society now. Like there's always a cycle that kind of goes on. With this shit, and it's like
one oppressor after the next.
Yep. Just like, okay, like how can we solve it? And I'm thinking in my mind, Aaron must have something in mind in terms of how to solve it. Now my thing is, just because I thought about this now, but have you seen Code Geass yet?
No, I have not. I had when you had mentioned that to me, and then I saw ReZero. And so I was like, I don't know. I really want to watch Code Geass, but I kind of want to watch this show. So I started watching ReZero, and then I got into it.
I got you.
Then I started watching Komi Can't Communicate at the same time, got into that. And then it was Rising to the Shield Hero. Like, Rising to the Shield Hero was first, actually. You mentioned Code Geass, and then I was like, ooh. I was looking at the Crunchyroll, and I was like, Rising to the Shield Hero looks good. And then, so yeah, I haven't seen Code Geass yet, but continue.
Okay. So all I'm going to say is, I've heard this comparison before, so I mean, I'm not just making like a crazy take or anything.
Yeah.
But I also feel like as well, I was thinking this before I even saw it. I'm not trying to take credit for it. I'm not saying I'm the first one that came up with it. I just was thinking about this already before I've seen the comparison since. I think Lelouch, I mean, obviously you haven't seen Code Geass, you don't really know. But I can kind of describe it.
I kind of know what the Geass is, though. I kind of know like, what it's about.
So Aaron kind of reminds me of Lelouch in a way. And the only thing is that he seems like he might be making everyone hate him, which is kind of what Lelouch did to bring everyone together against like a common enemy potentially. That's something that I thought. No, I won't really go into more detail just because of spoiler territory. but
Yeah.
that's kind of something I kind of see potentially playing out.
That could make sense as to why he's changed so much. Probably because the founding Titans before him that wanted to do something realized they couldn't, and they're telling him that this is the only way. That could make sense if that is actually what's going on.
Yeah, but then it's like he can't really. I don't know how he can if there's a way for him to eradicate all Titans. Now, if that's possible, I'm assuming that's his goal.
I mean, Titans are only
I'm just saying if that's possible.
Titans are only Eldians that have been injected with serums. They're not just like born. They don't spawn out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so to kill all the Titans, I think they've basically done that because at the end of season 3, beginning of season 4. I think it was more beginning to season 4 than anything. They have talked about how it's like when Yelena, they flash back to when Yelena first met with Aaron and them and stuff like that, and how she was like, if we're having tea all the way out here and as dawn's coming, I assume that you've eradicated most of these Titans, and so like almost all the Titans on a Paradise Island are dead, and the only way that more are made is if an Eldian is injected with that serum, and so. In a sense, if he can stop that from happening, like more Titans being created by Eldians being injected, then he's killed all the Titans.
Well, my thought is I'm not sure if this is true, but if he's able to eradicate the founding Titan and all of the other 9 main Titans from existence, I feel like that could just stop it because the founding one is kind of what controls all of it because it's obviously the coordinates.
The creator, yeah.
So that could even stop if the serum from working because as well, like Zeke played a part in how that worked and whatnot. Obviously, they have to kind of get the serum from somewhere, like Zeke's blood, blah, blah, blah. If that's gone, so if Aaron's able to eat all the Titans and then somehow find a way to eradicate them all from existence completely, I feel like that would work in terms of bringing peace.
I don't know. I feel like that would work, but we also got to take into account Armin is one of those Titans.
I mean, if he's got to do what he's got to do. We know Aaron is not about to, not do what he has to do. Like this man is going to do what he got to do. If he got to eat Armin, he's going to eat Armin.
I guess you got a point.
If he needs to, he will. He'll do it. I feel like he may do it reluctantly because I feel like he definitely still cares about the two of them, regardless of what he says. Because I feel like that's some bullshit. But like. He's gonna do it. He would do it. He would.
I bet
this is obviously just a theory. Right?
Yeah. If we're going off of that, I think the first order of business that he would go about, like if we're going off the theory that Aaron is trying to collect all the Titans, I feel like the first order of business he'd go about is eating the Jaw Titan, and then going and eating Annie.
Yeah.
Annie is crystallized, and the only thing that's breaking that is the Jaw Titan.
Armin's obviously going to prevent that too, because he obviously has the thing for Annie now, I guess.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could be something that does take place. Depending on if he gets the armored too, because he might try to get the armored, but then maybe he fails, and then he has to backtrack. And then I guess going back to what we already talked about in season 4, obviously we see kind of the Jaegerist form. Yeah, kind of go after the government.
I'm fairly positive Falco is going to be getting a Titan, if anything. Like I'm pretty sure he's going to be getting.
He's going to be a main part of the story.
I feel like that's one of the only things, in my opinion, that could explain why he was having those thoughts, the dream in the very beginning of season 4.
Oh, Falco! For some reason, I thought you were talking about what's his face? Dude, with the red hair. He's the head of the Flock. For some reason, I was thinking of Flock. But I feel like he's gonna play a big role.
That's just another crazy point, because if you remember how season 3 left off more than anything about like how they are having that funeral, Flock was going off on Aaron, and then he becomes the leader of the Jaegerists. So I wonder if we were talking about spies.
He went off on. How did he go off on him?
He was dude at the when they were at the funeral, he was getting mad because he was like, you and Mikasa were like swayed by your emotions to he was like, because he was the one who brought Erwin half alive, and then he gets mad at Aaron because he was like, you swayed Levi using your emotions, and Erwin was the one that was supposed to be alive and stuff like that. And Flock was pissed at Aaron, and then he becomes a leader of the Jaegerists. Like, if there's gonna be a spy, I bet you it's him.
What if the Jaegers is really just trying to kill Aaron?
That'd be wild.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy.
Fucking crazy.
That would be crazy. But yeah, I mean, obviously we see them blow up the main scout person. Then Aaron kind of comes back, beats Armin's ass, all that shit. We see the Zeke and Levi shit where it kind of leaves off. We don't know if they're dead or whatnot. And
Yeah.
we kind of get to where we are now, where Peak, all of them infiltrate Paradis, and then Peak kind of
Yep.
goes to Aaron like, I'm gonna be on your side, and she's not. Then we kind of get to the Aaron, the kind of the final scene where the blimps are pulling up on Aaron. I
Yep.
don't know if there's anything else you want to touch on from that, but I'm pretty sure that pretty much brings us to a close for the most part.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
I feel like we covered everything. If y'all aren't ready for season 4, part 2 after this,
We covered a
Y'all-
lot. That's for
y'all
sure.
y'all gonna be ready. There's no if you're gonna be ready. Like, come on. Like, if you're not gonna rewatch it, this is probably the best you can do.
Yeah.
And
We
you're
covered
probably
a
not
lot
gonna
of it,
rewatch it
for
because it's tomorrow. So most of you guys, even if you rewatched it, I think I helped Dylan just from this conversation, and he is rewatching it right now. So it definitely
Yeah.
helps you regardless. I don't care.
Yep.
Let us know. Okay, I'm not like I was gonna say let us know your theories in the comments, but then someone's gonna spoil some shit. Don't spoil anything because just you know what on this one, just comment your hype. Just comment that you're hyped for Attack on Titan coming back. I want nothing else but that. If you're gonna say anything else, don't comment. I don't care. Just don't comment. I'm not risking it, bro. I'm not doing it.
No
I'm
fucking
not gonna lie. I'm probably not reading any of the comments from this video. If I see anything but like hype, and if I see any like a few sentences, it's probably not getting read. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably not getting read.
If I see more than 5 words,
Yeah,
comment gets deleted.
Probably not even five words, bro. It's literally just gonna be like, you guys can comment hype or like W video or like whatever. That's it. That's I'm not reading like nothing else. This is probably not happening. I'll probably have Timmy do it. Timmy can. I'll be like, Timmy, you go read the comments. Let me know if they're safe because he's read the manga, so we'll be straight. And
Yes,
then
sir.
yeah, I'll probably do that. Make sure y'all leave a like on the video. Make sure y'all subscribe because this was long. We know we're bringing you content like this. We'll be talking about Attack on Titan more in the future as we get through season 4, part 2. Probably we'll do a halfway point 1, and then obviously the end of Attack on Titan podcast, which will probably be like 5 hours long. So I'm ready for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll have a lot to say, I'm sure, because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about the ending. They could end up changing it. Who knows? I don't know. I've heard people say if you think it's bad, you're stupid, and people say that it's ass and it brought down the rating of Attack on Titan. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. We obviously don't know. I've heard bits and pieces, but it's really hard to piece anything together. So I don't know. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And thanks Dylan for being here with me this whole time. Much
No
appreciated. It was
No
dope
problem.
conversation, dope talk.
I enjoyed
Definitely.
it. Enjoyed it a lot.
Absolutely.
Cleared up some, bounced some ideas off. Cleared up some more shit. So
Absolutely.
that's always nice.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know. You got a face cam now, so I don't know if you're gonna be streaming soon. But if you got something to say about that,
Not
this would be
as
your
of
time.
yet. I might do it in a little bit of time once I get more settled down here, more in the rhythm of my job and stuff like that. That way I can figure out because when I start streaming, I want to have like a consistent like schedule and stuff like that. So I'll probably get like set into my job, and once I'm set into my job and just going through the motions, I'll start figuring out times that I can start streaming. So hang tight on that.
See, I'll be on the lookout. Mr. Undercooked coming soon on the streams. You feel me? So, yeah. Shout out to Tyler and Omar for also being here. Shout out to Timmy for not being here, but he's probably gonna be in the description anyway because I made the description already. So yeah, and also if you're still here, go check us out on audio platforms as well because we are there as well. I don't have all of them. I'll slack sometimes on it, but you can also there's a link I believe in Anchor that you can actually donate. So if you're interested in donating to the podcast, that could be greatly appreciated, really helpful. Help us, maybe we'll get like a mini podcast studio. I don't know, but that would really be beneficial for that. So
that'd be cool.
If you're interested.
Cool shit.
But yeah, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. We love you guys and flow out. Peace
out.